Attention, please. The show starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Good morning, class. Say hello to Billy Madison.
Hello, Billy Madison.
You want me to take my shirt off for you?
No, thank you.
Okay, baby.
What's up? Good morning. Welcome, Billy Madison Show.
Yo.
I don't know if you saw the huge news.
What?
Pope Francis passed away.
I did see that this morning. R.I.P. Pope
Yeah.
passed away this. So he waited until after he didn't
He
even
did. It
take
was-
Jesus' shine.
No, he didn't.
He plopped on afterwards.
Afterwards.
That's pretty. You know what I mean? That's popish of him.
I know. It's the big day. They say that Pope dies on Easter Monday. So that's a big deal. We're getting the stream going. Well, no Nard today, but Nard had surgery.
Yeah.
I went and saw him over the weekend. He had the surgery.
Right.
Looks like he's going to be much, much better.
So, obviously quick update about that. Hey, Aaron, can you come fix my camera? I think it's stuck. But so he got out of the hospital Friday out of a, I think just a not great hospital.
No, he escaped like Michael Myers.
He did. I had no idea. He called me, said, "Hey, I'm being released." I said, "Okay." I was dropping my kid off. I just picked her up. I said, "I'm dropping her off at her mom's. I'm heading straight to you." All right? So I drop her off. I head straight to him. I pull up. I'm like, "I'm here. Do you need me to come sign you out or anything?" Which I figured no, because I wasn't like on his HIPAA list or something. And so he's like, "Nope, I'll be right down." He comes down and he's like checking corners. And he's like, he hops in my truck, and I'm like, "What the hell?" I'm like, "All right." So, and then we get about halfway home, and I'm like, "So did they release you?" And he's like, "Well, basically." And I'm like, "Basically? What do you mean basically?" So that's when I kind of got, that he was
escaped.
He escaped. Well, fast forward about 3:30 that morning, I get a call and a text that the ambulance is at his house taking him back to the hospital. But fortunately, they took him to a much better hospital, where this hospital quickly identified what was going on with him and basically got him into surgery over the weekend.
And Nard was telling me, he goes, "Yeah, and then the ambulance that got me, they're like, you know who this is?
Yeah.
You know who this is?" And he's like, "Can we just get to the hospital?"
Right.
But they were like, "I know a badass hospital we can take you to."
And they did.
They did?
They took him to a great hospital. I mean, they took him to a hospital Saturday morning. And this guy was, he was being prepped for surgery. Basically, it's from the moment he got there. From the moment he got there, they basically found out exactly what was going on with him. So he had some ducts clogged. It was everything. The funny part is about all this, it was everything that Dr. J said it was.
Yeah.
It was exactly, Dr. J was telling us exactly what the problem was. And we were like, all right, doc, we're trying to pass that along because, he obviously does boobs and stuff, but he's a real doctor.
Right.
And he
Well,
knew
they gotta
exactly.
think.
He knew exactly because he did. You know what I mean? Like to become a doctor, he worked in the ER in Philadelphia for however long, forever.
A few years.
Yeah. So Dr. J had been telling us exactly what was going on, and that was exactly what happened, and it was amazing.
So they cleared his ducts. He's going to be all right.
Yeah.
He feels better already. I
does.
brought him a fan and a blankie.
He called me yesterday right after he had surgery. He doesn't remember this, but he FaceTimed me right after, and he told me he wants to have surgery as often as he can. Because he was like, I think that was his first time, I think it might have been his first surgery he had, and it was his first time, on anesthesia.
He calls it Anastasia.
Anastasia, yeah. And he was feeling good. He was feeling real good. So he's, I don't know. I don't even want to say when he'll be back. I imagine it's soon, but we'll see.
He should be released today.
That'd be nice.
Get some rest.
I've been having to go over and take care of his adorable but super fat beagle.
Yeah.
This girl is, she is a hoss. She's a cutie.
She is.
But
she's
she's a
old and she howls.
Yep. She's a beagle through and through. And I don't even know what I'm supposed to be feeding her, but I've just been bringing her
sandwiches.
I've been bringing her cheeseburgers,
Yeah, that's what
steak
she likes.
bites, because I don't know where the food is in his house. Nard's house is so funny because he is very clean. Like I should go like Instagram Live or something this afternoon when I
You
go there.
should.
It's a almost psycho serial killer clean. Like there's not.
Well, it looks like somebody cleaned up a crime scene.
It does. It looks so sterile. It looks white. I mean, it doesn't look like there's any DNA anywhere in the place. But I don't know where his dog food is, and I don't want to, just go searching, even though I kind of have. But his fridge has a half a gallon of milk, 1 water bottle, and 1 yogurt in it. That's it. That's in the whole fridge.
Jeez.
Absolutely nothing in the freezer. I mean, this guy he's a minimalist. He has nothing in his house. And his furniture is just so funny. Like, I don't know, like, where he got his entertainment center from, but this thing is it's like 15 foot long. Like, it's insane. It's like, I don't know.
I think he built it.
He built that? It looks hand built. It does.
Yeah, he built it.
Yeah, that thing is hilarious. though. I'll have to go on Instagram Live and give you guys a tour.
Please,
It's a nice house. Don't get me wrong. Like, is it in a bad part of town? Yes. Scary part of town. I went over there this morning before I came into work to let Lucy out and feed her and stuff, give her medicine because she's she's super old. So I am looking forward to hopefully the return of Nard. I'm glad that he got. It was very frustrating him getting out of the hospital and then going back in the hospital, but I'm glad where he went. They quickly identified what the problem was and quickly got him into surgery, and he told me, he goes, I feel like $100.
Yeah.
And I go, I think it's, you feel like $1 million, but he was like, I feel like $100, bro. And I was like, you're such a cheap whore. You know what I mean? Like you were
I feel like $100.
Yeah. I feel like $100. I was like, that's all right. That's not how that saying goes, but whatever.
It's fine. It's his new saying.
Yeah. It's
I feel like $100.
I feel like $100, which I thought was,
He's a rascal.
people are asking which hospital is about. I don't want to say because
These guys did good.
Nard might have honest legal ramifications for what happened at this first hospital. I mean, the way he was treated and taken care of.
He was treated like a crackhead.
He was treated like a crackhead. They didn't do any of the tests that would have identified.
They didn't even put him in a gown. You know who put him in a gown a couple days later? Derek did.
I did. I put him in a gown. I bathed him. I changed the sheets. And I don't want to say it was Methodist, but, it was, I won't say.
Well, Nard, I told him, I kept teasing him all weekend. I'm like, hey, Derek's going to come by. He's going to give you another bath, okay? And he's like, oh, I can't wait.
Bro, it was not even a big deal. It was not even a big deal.
I know, but he was so excited to have you bathe him.
Yeah,
you did such a good job the last time.
Yeah, it's literally, I've seen it so many times. It would be ridiculous for it to even be weird. People are calling out, they know exactly what hospital he's at too now. Yeah, that hospital he's at now is
badass. And
the funny part is that, it's surrounded by crackheads.
Yeah.
But it is an amazing hospital. I couldn't recommend that hospital enough. That's exactly where I'm going.
Yeah, if anything happens,
I'm going straight to that hospital just because of how the Nard was treated. I mean, he was boom, boom, boom. It was awesome.
What's up, Cody?
What's going on, guys?
How are you doing?
Hey, buddy.
Our little Nard's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but Nard has no legal ramifications he can do against that hospital. He'd have to die.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I basically said it, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just has to suck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but.
No, it's not even. He wasn't even. That was me saying that. That was.
Well, I don't know how you missed something that other doctor said was pretty basic stuff that you check for. And Nard said that he was not even tested for anything. All they did was.
He barely ever saw a doctor.
They just had him lay on a bed.
For 5 days.
And collect him. They're just getting paid.
Yeah.
But they didn't do anything.
Right. He was there. He went there Monday morning. That's when Billy discovered him in his house, almost basically dying. Went there Monday morning and snuck out Friday afternoon. So he's there almost 5 days, almost 5 whole days. And it's just
they didn't get any. You didn't get any treatment.
Yeah, it is crazy. And you're absolutely right, Cody. I'm not saying that you're not. It's incredibly tough in those legal situations, but man, it's not right. It's not right at all. Because he has insurance. Like, he should have been, they were just trying to get him to be like where his pain was down just enough to just ship him out the door. That's all they were
That's
trying
too
to
bad.
do. Yeah, it was awful.
Man, what'd you think of WrestleMania?
I mean, I'm usually a hater on these things, and I thought it sucked. I'll be honest, just because the main event, I don't think it was Cody Rhodes' fault at all. I don't think John Cena, I don't think.
Well, as Cody Rhodes says, John Cena can't wrestle.
He can't, and I think that was evident. I never thought in my life, I never, ever, ever thought that I would say I felt like the best match of the night by far was the ladies' triple threat, or whatever you want to call it, with the Rhea Ripley and the other two girls who were involved in that for the women's championship. I thought that match was incredible. I was blown away. And also, but I also liked the girls' tag team. I thought the best match, Drew McIntyre's match was awesome. He's just awesome. But I thought the girls stole the show last night.
They did.
I thought John Cena was awful.
That was
I thought
terrible.
it made Cody Rhodes look bad, but I don't blame Cody Rhodes.
They were booing Cody Rhodes, but John Cena said he's going to ruin wrestling.
Travis Scott that was brutal. But I think Triple H was kind of letting you know it was going to be brutal all week. He was giving interviews. I thought it was weird that they did the Hall of Fame, and Triple H was like he was inducted with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret Hart. And Triple H was like, it was like they acted like he was the guy.
Well, so the Bret Hart and, Stone Cold Steve Austin, they were inducted for their match.
Oh, it wasn't them together. Okay.
No, it was a match that they had at like WrestleMania 13.
Got it. So their match was so badass it was inducted. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for clearing that up, because I thought that would have been weird. I thought that it was like they were acting like Triple H was bigger than Stone Cold.
The Rock not showing up.
Yeah,
people were saying Liv
my God.
Morgan's ass was the highlight of WrestleMania.
Every time she gets put in like a submission, to me it looks sexual. Like when Becky the Man was putting her in the arm bar, it was just like she was, kind of like had her butt up. It was crazy. I was like, I can't believe they even have this. I felt weird watching it.
Right?
Yeah, because I'm basically a WrestleMania guy, and that's pretty much it as far as wrestling goes. But I do watch that every year. I am enamored with the fact that it's 2 days. I remember, I was watching it Sunday night, and my chick was like, "You're re-watching this?" And I was like, "No, this is night 2." And she was like, "What do you mean it's night 2?" And I was like, "WrestleMania, they do 2 nights." And she was like, "What?" She couldn't understand that they did this wrestling thing over 2 days. And I'm like, I know, it's incredible.
Oh, people are so mad. They say it just sucked.
It did. I think I saw Triple H doing like a press run though, like all week leading up to WrestleMania, and that was the first that I had even heard about WrestleMania this year. And so then I kind of knew it was going to be bad, because you don't even know what the storyline was. I thought the main event the first night was not bad, with Roman and Seth and
phenomenal.
CM. That was pretty good. I like having Seth Rollins go over. I thought that was good. But, night 2 was awful, minus the girls, in my opinion. I thought Randy Orton, he's not doing himself any favors. This was one of the hottest guys on the planet, I remember. And now he's got, the fattest face. And yes, I understand this coming from a fat-faced man, but I've always been fat-faced. I didn't used to be like this hot stud muffin. If I was Randy Orton, I'd never show myself again. I would just play the old hits.
He wants to wrestle for a long time.
That's crazy to me. And the guy he wrestled was kind of funny, but I don't know who that was.
You don't know who that is?
I don't. I thought it was like some Joel Osteen guy.
No, say his name and he will appear.
What is his name?
Joe Hendry.
Joe Henry, yeah.
It's Henry.
Hendry. Okay, Hendry, yeah. Yeah, stole the show.
He was phenomenal.
I
like that guy.
He definitely gets the crowd going, but yeah.
He does.
I thought WrestleMania sucked, though. Yeah, it did.
And
I don't think it was Cody Rhodes' fault.
Not at all.
I think John Cena is I don't think he can wrestle. And they just put the strap on him?
Yeah.
17 time?
Because.
They were calling him the GOAT?
What's up, Jason?
Good morning, guys. Nard, if you're listening, I hope you feel better when you come out of the hospital. I heard y'all mention Travis Scott and the whole wrestling deal in y'all's conversation.
Yeah.
Did y'all know that he actually made a belt that is a replica now for like $1,200?
I believe it. I know he's got merch. I know he's got the Cactus Jack stuff going on.
Yeah, I really want to get a belt.
Oh my God, I want like a real belt so bad.
Me too.
They're so cool.
I don't know why.
They're
I just
so
want one.
badass.
I just want to hang it up at the house.
No, I just want to put it on over the shoulder.
Yeah, you can just wear it
I just want
everywhere.
to walk around with it.
I don't know why. I just want one.
They're cool as hell. That's why.
Father's Day's coming up. Maybe we'll get one.
Oh yeah, right.
You know, it's a big day, big present day. All right, quick break. We'll be right back.
1-855-FU-BILLY. Back to the Billy Madison Show. The Billy Madison Show.
What's up, Billy Madison Show? You know what's kind of cool about today?
What?
Is that we have $1,000 to give away
Okay, that is pretty sick.
in about 39 minutes.
Pretty sick.
And then we'll do it again. We're going to do it twice this morning. $1,000. Also, we got your last chance to win Margarita Pour-Off tickets and Nyosa.
That's a big, PS is really starting to get
What's
going.
kind of cool, too, is not only will you win those tickets, but you'll get a limited edition 99.5 KISS BMS Fiesta medal.
Those are badass.
So you're going to get that as well as tickets to the Margarita Pour-Off. And then we also have tickets to give away to Nyosa. You'll also get the medal with that. So big day for giveaways.
Yeah, I think later this week, too, I have a appearance where I'm doing medals at a Twin Peaks.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'll get the details on that.
That'll be cool.
Yep.
Like I said, $1,000 twice this morning. Before we leave this morning, 2 shots at $1,000.
It's pretty badass.
There was it's always wild when somebody bites somebody.
It is. When that's the angle, that's the route that they choose to go in during the altercation.
Well, there was a moment a crazed passenger carried from a plane after biting the flight attendant. Like it's like we're a dog.
Yeah.
A violent passenger refused to sit down, caused distress among other people on board, then bit a member of the crew.
No, you're right. That's a wild choice to make, to bite somebody.
There was a dude that would get into fights at school.
Yep.
And he always would bite people in the leg, in the
yeah.
arm.
It's a natural thing to do during a fight, I think. It's like people can't.
When you're losing a fight,
Yeah.
you bite.
Sometimes even when you're winning.
Damn, I've never been bit.
I haven't either, thank God. But you see it all the time. Like you've seen it in professional fights.
You did. Mike
You see it in
Tyson chewing
soccer.
that ear off. Soccer, they bite each other.
Yeah. I forget what the hell his name was, but it was a real famous player, and it was like, this guy bit people multiple times. You thought they were going to put a muzzle on him.
It's always weird when football players grab each other's nuts in the pile.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's another move.
Yeah, they do. That's why you got to wear you got to wear some kind of cup action, something. Because they're going for your balls, right? They're going for anything, especially in that pile.
Those guys were at least, when there was honor in fighting, you weren't allowed to bite or grab balls.
Yeah. But they say there's no honor in fighting, so it's just like,
Not anymore.
Yeah.
There used to be. You never hit a guy with glasses.
That was one for them.
That was
Yeah.
That was a
You
real.
hit a guy with glasses, it was like, what are you doing?
Golly, that guy's got glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And you punched him when he had glasses on?
Mm-hmm.
Can't even see.
Yep.
There used to be honor in that. Pulling hair. That was another one. You get some of those dudes when they're fighting, they pull hair.
Oh, yeah. Anything to win a fight.
Eye poke, pulling hair, biting, ball grabbing.
Eye poke is like the sign of a bad guy. That's what they do in wrestling. They want John Cena to be the bad guy, right? So, like, Cody Rhodes is punching him, and John Cena gives him an eye poke. And it's like, oh, that's what bad guys do. That's what guys with no honor do.
Gosh, I still can't believe how ass WrestleMania was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. But, still hats off to them.
I saw this yesterday, and how to tell my husband that he is no longer good enough for me.
Uh-oh.
This woman claims she got fit, she got promoted. There are dozens of men at my work that are
She's
better
leveled
looking,
up, and her husband has not.
drive better cars, stay in larger homes,
This happens.
that have manifested interest in me. I decided, you know what? I deserve better.
Yeah. Yeah, this I knew a couple that had been together since we were freshmen in high school. They've been together a long time. And when they were about 25, the guy started to really level up, and he like kind of got super hot, working out, and his job just exploded, and his wife went way the other way, and they ended up divorcing.
Yeah.
So it happens. It happens
Does.
both. It happens with guys and girls. This story that you're reading is a girl that leveled up and went to the gym and kind of had a glow up and financially, and her dude did not. And so then she was like, "Well, we're no longer on the same level."
Well,
But doesn't that happen though in marriages? Like sometimes you are on a different level than your spouse, but it's dangerous to do that.
you know what, though? You know what I thought was really romantic? Every once in a while, there's a really nice romantic story that comes out of Hollywood.
Yeah.
And this Pierce Brosnan dude, he played James Bond.
Right.
And his wife kind of got big.
For sure.
And people were fat shaming her, and they were like, "Oh, how are you?" Because he was always in shape. How are you going to stay
They
with
would
her?
say that to this guy.
Yeah, and
How are you with this woman? This is his wife.
and she was a beautiful woman, when she was skinny and
For
stuff.
sure.
And yeah, she got bigger, but
She
she
did.
had kids.
She did.
But
He didn't care.
He stuck by her side.
Absolutely. That was his
Loved
wife.
her, loved her even more, and they're still together.
That was his wife.
Yeah,
He didn't care.
he was proud of her.
Yeah. So it doesn't happen to everybody. Sometimes, some people have a glow up and their spouse maybe does not or goes the other way and they still stay together. But I mean, you do see it enough times where when you become there's too much gap between you and your partner, it can get awkward. It can get real awkward. And for this woman, she just couldn't resist the urge of having all these hot dudes, hitting her up. Here she is making money being hot, and her husband's not.
But here's the thing. They weren't together just for, appearances.
Yeah,
They had a real connection.
they did.
And so, and that's what you're supposed to get. You're supposed to, because your body's going to get ugly. You're not going to look as good.
Yep.
Things are going to change. But if you don't have, that foundation, that base, that true love,
Mm-hmm.
then you'll throw them to the side. Look at that Sydney Sweeney,
Yeah.
right? She was engaged to get married and everything, and she's got all this attention from dudes. She's got that big giant rack
Yes, she does.
and just dumped him.
Yep.
And maybe he was a little insecure. I can imagine being insecure.
I could
Where
too.
all these men are thirsting after your woman saying all this nasty stuff online.
Absolutely.
Oh, that would get to you.
I don't know how it doesn't. Like, I see relationships all the time where these girls who, I know who their dude is, and they're posting, like, their whole ass on social media, and their dude does not care at all. And I'm just like, that's just dangerous. That's just so dangerous.
I just got a text from Nard, and he goes, I think I'm going back under
Oh, damn, they didn't get it all?
this morning.
Damn.
He goes, did I call you back yesterday? And did I call Derek?
Yeah.
He goes, I had surgery yesterday. It happened really fast, and I seen your text after my surgery. And I thought I'd talk to you. And then, I'm like, you talked to me and Derek.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he FaceTimed me because he texted me like 6 hours after he FaceTimed me, and he was like, hey, I just had surgery. And I said, I know, you FaceTimed me earlier, right after you got out. And he did not remember that at all.
Damn, why would they have to go back in there?
I don't know. That's the thing about not being like his real relatives.
Damn. Well, I have asked him a million. I'm like, dude, you got to get Dr. J. We
Yeah.
gotta sign off on HIPAA so you have an advocate there.
Right. No, but he thinks, he's worried about us, stealing his identity or something.
I don't know. I just
No,
told
it's
him,
not that. He's just been sick.
we'll call him next break.
Yeah. We'll try to figure out what's going on.
We can call him now. I don't know if he wants to go on the air.
I don't even know if he's. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think the nurse is in there with him right now.
Yeah, that's what, he's texting you too, right?
Yep.
He's a rascal.
He is a rascal. Man, he must be really like, God dang, he must have been in really bad shape.
He is. He's in
But
bad shape.
he was very unhealthy though.
Yeah, I just posted a video. I was talking to him. It's
Yeah.
a video of Nard. And I was like, we're going to treat our body better, huh? You're
Yep.
treating your body bad. He's like, nah.
Yeah, no, he has been. All that stuff's catching up to him.
All the fast women and
his-
fast food.
His arteries were clogged.
Yeah,
Not really, but,
all
you
that
know.
fast women and fast food.
But he did have. Big part of the issue is like stuff's all clogged up. You would think me or Chris would be all clogged up, but no, it's the Nard. The Nard's all clogged
He
up.
was arguing with me. I was like, hey, we got to stop being a whore. We just got to. You know what I mean? We got to find you a nice girl. You got to settle down. He's like, I'm not. Like, you treat your wiener
right.
like it's disposable.
No, it is.
Right? That's not a rental, dude. That's a permanent wiener that
You know
you
what?
got
That's
right
what
there.
I should do. I should take a black light over there today. Black light is bed.
Oh, it's got to be.
It's just got to be a crime scene.
It has to be. So much DNA on there.
His bedroom furniture looks hand-built, too.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't help it. I went into his room, too.
No, I haven't been to his house.
It's interesting.
No, so his bedroom furniture looks like the Flintstones?
Yeah, it looks hand-built.
Okay.
Like, it looks like it was made out of, like, pallets and stuff. You know? I mean, he definitely made it himself, but it's insane.
Yeah, we're going to have some sort of fundraiser. Me and Derek are going to give Nard money, but oh
my God, he's going to have to do some kind of, like, panhandling thing.
Well, I was like, hey, maybe Nard could do personal messages.
Yeah.
Or, there's got to be something.
Cameo.
Yeah, it was something because
We're going to have to do a little fundraiser for him, though.
we are, just because he's so far behind. And he doesn't.
Yeah. And if you guys don't donate, I don't blame you.
It'd be nice, though, if you did.
It would be, yeah. It'll really show how much Nard means. Nard. But God, Nard's got so many people. He's got people that just like stop by his house, and they're like checking on him. And I'm like, no, he's not here. Like he's in the hospital.
So you had a bunch of ladies or guys?
So far it's just been 2 girls.
Okay.
He's friends with like a lot of girls.
Oh, so I told him. I
But
said,
they all say they're not doing anything.
oh, okay.
But I don't know why they tell me that,
Well, probably because of what we say on the air.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, they're probably worried about that. But I don't even remember their names, so they don't have to worry about it. Like, oh, yeah, we're just friends, by the way. We're just friends. I'm like, oh, okay, well, you're making it obvious you're not.
Just by saying that.
Yeah, just by saying that, I'm like, oh, okay. Because I know how Nard is. Like, Nard's not friends with girls he's not diddling.
You gotta ask him. Be like, hey, when I blacklight this bedroom, is your DNA gonna be in there?
Right. But Nard, he keeps pulling that sympathy card like he's all lonely and stuff, dude. This dude he's disgusting. And not for the girls, don't get me wrong, the girls that I'm seeing are cute girls. I'm not saying he's disgusting. Like, I'm saying he's disgusting by how many of them there are. They're coming by to check on their Nathan. I'm like, well, if he really loved you, he'd call you back.
No, I asked him. I was like, you talking to all these ladies? They go, no, I'm not.
He's not. He definitely, he can't keep up right now because he doesn't know where he's at half the time. So his phone is just going unanswered with the ladies. That's why the ladies are stopping by his house.
Yeah, starting to freak out.
Yeah.
Can you imagine freaking out over Nard's little wiener?
I can't. But they're definitely, so I went by Saturday afternoon. I was at his house letting his dog out. There was a girl that stopped by. And then yesterday morning, I was at his house letting his dog out, and a different girl stopped by. So those were Saturday and Sunday. 2 different girls.
On Easter. There's a
on
woman
Easter.
going over there trying to get some Nard wiener on
Right.
Easter.
Ringing the doorbell. It happened on Saturday. I laughed. I was like, damn, Nard, you just had this girl. Like, that was crazy. And then when the doorbell rang again on Sunday, I thought it might be the same girl.
Are they just driving around the block waiting for someone sort of
They're worried
life-
because he's
life
not
at the house?
answering. He's
Oh.
not answering. Yeah.
Are these women pregnant?
No, they're not pregnant. No. Nope.
That's
Cute girls, too.
That's my fear for
Cute
Nard.
girls. Not going to lie.
He goes, yeah, I am 100% going down for my second surgery.
Damn, dude, he is messed
One
up.
out of 3.
1 out of 3?
Out of 3 surgeries.
Holy. So this dude is like, oh my God, is he dying?
I don't know.
Oh my God, please don't die, Nard.
Gosh.
Oh my God.
I wonder what surgery he's having.
I don't know. It's worrying me though that he's like, damn. Like this dude he was wrecked.
He goes, this dude just busted in looking like Kool-Aid, explained it to me, and now
All
this
right.
old chick
He
wants
doesn't-
me to shower.
Why does he talk about them like this?
Oh man, this
Dude
old
busted in looking like Kool-Aid.
they got to clean him before.
Mm. Luckily, he just had surgery yesterday, so.
Okay, it's not. So what they're doing is I told him he's going to be the throat goat of surgeries because they're going through his throat. So that's how they do the surgery. So
so they don't cut him open.
They haven't cut him open. What they do is they, done 1 out of 3. Yeah, he has to have 3 surgeries.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, though.
He must have a lot of blockage.
No, he does. He was, you forget how fat he was.
Well, I got to find out because I don't know if they found dead tissue on his pancreas and they have to remove it.
Oh, man. This guy wrecked. Just absolutely wrecked.
Yeah, I wish. Let me see.
Yeah, I wish I was there. But unfortunately, I got stuff to do today.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm kidding. Part of my stuff that I have to do today is take care of his house.
Trying to find out. I go, are they cutting you open on this one? Because that'll give me some answers, or same as before.
But he talks like an idiot.
Yeah.
See, it's really hard to decipher.
And he always gives an exact description of each person that he's talking to.
Yeah.
You ever notice that instead of just calling him a guy, he gives the entire description of the person?
No. Yeah. Like, he'll describe them in horrific ways, too. Like, ways that if they saw, they'd be very offended. Anybody probably would be that saw him. But, yeah, no, he talks like a moron. And that's the tough thing. He's like, maybe surgery today, ? Like, what? Okay, that's a hell of a deed. Thank you, Nard. Like, he just can't give you descriptive things.
Okay.
And then I'm also happen to be the middleman for him and his ex-wife. And so that's a whole thing there. He just put me in a lot of uncomfortable situations.
Oh, I bet.
This past week and a half.
Well, so Nard has to have he has to have 3 surgeries. I got to ask Dr. J about this.
He better come back with a vagina.
So I thought he was going to get.
Maybe that's what this whole thing really is. Who knows? Maybe the other hospital wouldn't do it. That's why he snuck out.
I wonder why he needs 2 more surgeries.
They probably found some. You know how it is when they do one surgery, they find other stuff.
I know. They probably found some stuff. I'm telling you, this dude.
And, with his condition and what his age is, they say that they age faster.
Here's the problem. He's always thought with his wiener.
Yeah.
If he was happy and he wasn't always thinking with his wiener, he just thinks lust.
I'm not sure that has anything to do with anything
I'm
going on.
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why.
I know you're going to hammer the sex thing, but we're talking about his organs and stuff.
But the reason that his organs are in such bad shape is because he doesn't want to be fat.
Right. So he doesn't treat his body very well.
He didn't treat his body good because he doesn't want to be fat because he wants to be able to have sex with lots and lots and lots and lots of women.
Well, he's done every extreme diet that you can do, ever.
Yeah, except
some of
exercise.
Some of these diets have been proven over the years to be detrimental to your body.
He'll do anything but exercise and eat good.
Anything but exercise. That's it.
He's like, I'll try every diet except the one that works, exercise.
And the weird part is the way he grew up, his dad was always making him exercise. He used to have to run to school, all kinds of stuff. He would have to work out all the time. And now you're right. He spends so much time trying to figure out how to lose weight without exercising that it's if he would just exercise regularly, he would have the kind of body that he wants. I don't know why he doesn't do that.
Yeah, so I'm getting Dr. J on his HIPAA, so he can at least get us some information. And there's no point in having us on there because we're dumb and dumber
Absolutely
when it comes
not.
to medical stuff.
I'm taking care of his dog.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
I brought him a blanket and a fan.
Right.
That's all I did. And he was like, you know what he asked for?
What?
He's like, hey, and then get me sweet and sour nerds, too. I'm like, I can't get you sweet and sour nerds.
You're going to have surgery,
You're
you
going to have
moron.
surgery. No, he's a goof. He's a child.
He is a child.
All right, quick break. We'll be back.
back to the Billy Madison Show.
Good morning. Welcome, Billy Madison Show. We called Nard. We still don't know what's wrong with him.
I mean, he rambled for 6 minutes straight.
Yeah, he did.
Like I can't figure out if he's acting like his arteries are clogged.
Yeah.
He's telling me why he doesn't have an ass.
He just spent 6 minutes telling Derek why he has a fat face and no ass. Not Derek,
because of
but
some
Nard.
debris.
There's some debris in his body.
But we can't figure out if his arteries are clogged. I don't know what's going on.
Well, if these bile ducts, right? So
Yeah.
he had what I still don't know for sure, but maybe
no
like
idea.
a gallstone.
Yeah.
And so they flushed it out, got it to another area so they could extract it, right? And that would clear that so that things could move again, so that the fluid and stuff like that doesn't back up into his kidney or his lungs or anything like that. So they're trying
that's why he had a fat face?
maybe that's what he's trying to say. I was trying to figure it out. So I
He said he had a fat torso and a fat face because of this medical issue that he's having, and he doesn't have an ass.
He doesn't have an ass, and that's why certain times of the year he has a fat face and a fat torso, but no ass.
Yep.
So I'm assuming that
and he's telling me the ethnicity of every doctor, nurse that comes in his room.
Everybody.
Yeah.
So I think he must have bile ducts that are clogged.
He has to be not interpreting something correctly.
And so there's fluid that's going to certain parts of his body.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what causes a fat face. I can look it up.
Well, soda. For me, it's soda.
Yeah.
So, I'll tell you that much. For Nard, I think it's Monsters. But Nard's already talking about, ripping out the IV and sneaking out.
They're saying he's going to have a couple. Well, they're saying that while a fat face isn't directly a symptom of a blocked bile duct, it can be a symptom of, I guess, primary biliary, blah, 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 a chronic liver disease that can cause obstruction. So he could have a chronic liver disease.
Well, you talked about this thing affecting and disrupting his other organs.
Yes.
So it's like maybe this has had some damage.
There's a possibility that his liver was damaged.
Right.
Because they didn't
Because
get to
he was
this
sitting
fast
in a
enough.
hospital for 5 days while they just tried to manage his pain.
Remember how Nard had such itchy skin all the time?
All the time. His skin is I bathed him the other day in the hospital. Gave him a shower. He was butt naked.
So that's another dark urine.
His skin that's how his skin is. His
Itchy skin,
yeah.
upper abdominal pain.
Right.
Jaundice. The yellowing of the eyes and just his body is buildup of those bilirubins.
When I was putting soap on his back, he told me not to say this, but he started like kicking his leg as if he were like a canine. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, like that's the spot right there, right there. Like because his skin is so itchy.
Well, that's one of the symptoms.
Yeah.
And he could that may be what they're trying to do.
It may be. I mean, whatever they're trying to do, I think he's in a good place. I mean, I think
Well, I think it has something to do with his liver. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I have no idea.
He's so mad. He's so unhealthy.
Yeah, I mean,
he was.
But common causes. I mean, does he have hepatitis?
That would be,
from, being a whore.
That now you would be justified in your,
I don't know. We got to test him for hepatitis.
It's hard
B and C.
I know our commercial breaks seem long, but they're really short when you're talking to Nard.
Alcohol abuse is another one.
I know. I remember how Dr. J was like, he doesn't drink, does he? And it's like, well, Dr. J, yes, he does.
So everything that
Every
I'm
day.
reading,
Every day.
It looks like he could have what they call CLD. Now, let me look and see. Dr. J, I believe, let me go back to the text messages in our group text, and I think Dr. J said this.
Mm-hmm.
I think he said this in there. All right, well, we'll have to keep Nard monitored.
Some people are, and
I
this
think
is
it
not,
has to do with his liver.
Most people are very interested in the Nard thing, but I do see some comments here there where it's like, oh my God, this Nard thing, And it's like, oh my God, like this guy he's in the hospital. You expect us not
All
to
right,
just
that's fine.
not just hit this?
I'll move on. I got a great story that everybody's going to like.
Absolutely. People overwhelmingly, I feel like Nard right now is the number one topic on our show because people are so interested. It just cracks me up every once in a while when you see a comment where they're like, oh, who cares about Nard? It's like, I start to get worried sometimes because, it's just like, God, dude, I hope that our little buddy doesn't go out like this. Talking to him, so I just talked to him on break. He sounds like he's full of, energy. He does not sound like he's on his deathbed. He sounds like he's ready to roll.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's ready to be back at work, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he wants to be back.
Yeah. He was like, he wants to.
Somebody just gave out his number on the chat.
That's fine.
Man.
That's
Nard's
fine.
mama just gave out his phone number.
Oh, man. Is it his real number?
Yeah, but here's the problem. Just be nice about it because we do have to get a hold of him, and that can be very distracting.
Listen, use the number properly, okay?
Yes. Wait till he's healthy.
Or send him a text.
Yeah, they just gave out his whole ass number on the chat. That's why you got to get on our Twitch stream
That's
or
Nard's
YouTube.
fault, though.
Yeah, well, because here's the problem.
He gives out his number to everybody.
So many women have his phone number.
Yeah.
And he disappoints so many women sexually that they just give out his phone number.
He's got to make a Mike Jones song, though, where he gives out his number.
Oh, man. I wonder. The other surgeries has got to be liver. Let me ask.
I wish we could find out, but you can't find that out talking to Nard. That's the issue. When you talk to the patient himself, he cannot articulate. The things that stick out to him are, again, the ethnicities of whatever nurse or doctor taking care of him and the fact that they won't let him eat. And he's beyond pissed off right now because he can't eat.
Derek, I was on FaceTime with him yesterday.
Yeah.
And he just ate food, right?
Uh-huh.
And then he would pass out, and then he would wake back up, and he'd start eating again.
No, he's a dog.
And then he would start talking to us.
Yeah, he's a dog.
He's a wild dude.
He absolutely is a dog.
All right, I got a story if you guys are sick of hearing about Nard.
No, they love this.
So this dad told to pay child support by a court. They're like, all right, you got to pay some child support.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't want to have to pay child support.
Oh, no.
So he killed his entire family.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, dad told by the court to pay child support, killed his entire family.
Listen, I do not like having to pay child support. It is not fun. It is a big, especially every month, it doesn't go away. And it's just like, oh, my God. Sometimes it seems like, hey, haven't I paid enough this year? Maybe I could get this month off or something. No, it comes every month. But killing the family that is so bad.
Yeah, it's a wild thing to do.
Yeah, that is a wild. Bro, just do what other guys do and just don't pay it.
Yeah, or move out of the country or something.
Something. I mean, I don't, that's awful, but I'd rather a guy do that than kill the family.
Yeah, he killed the entire family.
Like, oh my God.
So he wouldn't have to pay child support. Well, you guys are tired of hearing about Nard, so I thought I would give you.
Let's go back to Nard.
All right, did you see the female hockey fan that turned heads with her dirty T-shirt that she was wearing?
No, I didn't.
All right, guys, wait till you hear this. I will get to it next. Oh, and $1,000 too. Ooh.
Back to the Billy Madison Show. 1-855-FU-BILLY. 1-855-FU-BILLY.
What the Billy Madison Show? Just gave away $1,000.
Badass.
We will do that again in 2 hours. And don't forget, today, Margarita pour-off tickets, plus you'll get that limited edition BMS Kiss Fiesta medal. Let's see. Also, Nyosa. We're giving that away, too.
Yep.
Got tickets to that. Let's see. Oh, this lady, she was at a hockey game, right? I guess it must be the big hockey finals coming up, right? Is that what's going on?
I have no idea where hockey is in their season.
Yeah.
I know NBA playoffs started. I don't know if hockey's playoffs have started.
I do
already.
enjoy hockey.
Yeah, I like playoff hockey. I don't know if we're there yet. Maybe.
Well, this woman, she's a female fan. And I don't know if you saw the story, but this woman had a shirt on that says, "My cup size is Stanley."
Yeah.
And
Hilarious.
so people were like, this NFL fan sat directly behind the Dallas Stars bench, caught the eye of hockey fans in her not safe for work t-shirt that read, "My cup size is Stanley."
And she had big honkers.
Yeah, I mean, nothing ginormous. It was just like a V-neck shirt.
Gotcha.
Nothing crazy, but I guess a lot of dudes have nicknames for their woman's boobs. I know that women have nicknames for their own boobs, but do men name their woman's boobs?
I do not. So I don't know that to be true. I'd find that a bit odd.
You know, I like to call marijuana funny business.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah, right.
I also like to call boobs pals. Oh, look at that
That's
pair
cute.
of pals right there.
Yeah.
You know, because they're always in two.
Yep.
They're always hanging out together. They're best friends.
Yeah, they don't have a choice.
Look at that pair of best friends over there.
Right.
Look at those pals.
Yeah, I don't know guys to name their chicks boobs, but they might. They absolutely
You know how
could.
women will name their, they'll give their dude's wiener. If your woman loves you, she'll give your wiener a nickname.
I don't know if it has anything to do with love.
Yeah.
If your woman loves you.
Yeah, she'll give you, your wiener a nickname.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, for instance, before I was married, my wife would call it her husband.
Oh, okay. That's sweet.
So she'd be like, "That's my husband."
Yeah.
All right, that's like a cute, little name. So your wife didn't give you a name for your weenie?
Uh-uh.
She didn't call it like, "Oh, there's Derek and another Derek right there."
Nope.
I got a double Derek.
Mm-mm.
Nothing?
No.
That's too bad.
So I'm fine with it.
The twins, people, it's like buddies. I like to call boobs the buddies. Biddies. Shamu. All right. His woman, calls his wiener Shamu.
Huh.
Yeah. If you got a fun nickname, let us know. What was that? I think Nard, there was one woman that called his wiener Freddy Krueger because she said it looks like Freddy Krueger.
That woman was rude, but I do remember her.
Yeah.
She was a woman that had hooked up with Nard, but definitely regretted it.
She thought that it was his wiener had been in a fire.
Yeah.
As Derek described it last week.
Yeah. I mean, it is drastically different shades. And it's like not big enough to be different shades, but it is.
So I don't know if people have nicknames for their privates. I would imagine that's a pretty common thing.
It might be. I mean, I don't know. Me and my wife aren't like fun like that.
Milk tanks.
Yeah.
Hot rod. So that's whoa, Billy, when did you get the mustache? I know it's strong. I gotta shave it today.
It pops on camera too.
Yeah, it does. It's a little strong on camera.
It's It's not as strong in person as it is on camera. It's, I mean,
No, it's perverted on camera.
on camera it is a little perverted.
No,
Mine gets like that too.
It's real perverted on camera.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm looking at it right now, and that is talk about a mustache ride.
I'll be honest, it does not look perverted like that in person.
Not in person, but
No.
that's a bit of a womb broom right there on camera.
No, on camera it's crazy. And again, yes, we're on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook.
Cannons. I call my girls cannons.
Okay. No, like, cute names, though.
No. 70s. No, it's not a 70s porn star stash because I have hair below the lip. and
Right,
around
it's
the
not
face.
just the stash.
No.
I think that is required if it's going to be a 70 porn stash. It has to just be the stash.
My girl's got big cannons. This dude, he calls his wiener Chuck Norris. I wonder if you could give it like a different name.
Oh,
Rhymes with Chuck.
Oh, okay.
Billy looks like the classic devil.
That's crazy.
My wife calls mine Twiggy.
Huh.
Let's go to Delgado. What's up, Delgado?
Yo, what's up, man? Billy, hey, my prayers go out to my boy, Nasty Nard.
Yeah, we're trying to get a hold of him. We don't. I know people are so tired of Nard news. But he's our buddy, so it's not just like he's a guy on the show. He's our buddy. He's an old friend.
Old
Yeah,
timer.
but getting back at the topic, I just tell my wife the boots. I just thought I'm a good pair. Let me check out your good pair.
Oh, let me see that
And then
good
she
pair
calls-
right there.
Yeah, and then she calls my junk JR or just right.
Just right.
That's cute.
That's awesome. Well, thank you. Baloney pony is what one person
I don't know
said.
if I would like just right, though, because she's like saying it's not too big.
Yeah.
It's not too small.
Just right.
Right, like it's
JR.
porridge or something.
My wife calls my wiener Big Daddy.
See, now that's what you want. You want a name that gasses you up a little bit.
Yep. This person says, I call my wiener Derek's partner.
That's crazy. That's
Derek
crazy.
calls his junk Nard.
I don't call my junk anything.
I call mine 2 eggs and a hanky.
Hmm.
Russell the Love Muscle. 2 giant milk duds. That's what this dude calls his wife's. Rambone. My wife calls my wiener Rambone instead of Rambo.
I mean, I get it.
Billy looks like Howard Stern's son. With my curly hair
Yeah,
and
that's-
mustache.
I mean, I guess you kind of do, yeah. If he were to have a son.
People are saying that our voices sound weird. Maybe on the stream they do.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have Chris look into that.
Snuffleupagus. That's what his wife calls his wiener.
Isn't that like a thing you can't see or something?
Yeah, nobody can see it except Big Bird.
Yeah. I guess so. Maybe she's Big Bird. I
Sir
guess.
rubs a lot is what this person says. My boobs are number 1 and number 2. That's what this woman goes. My wife's boobies are number 1 and number 2. Is Nard back?
No,
he's not.
he's really in a bad spot.
What happened to the top 5 buttheads? I got rid of all that so we could talk more. I was tired of those. Those are stupid.
Right. We still do news, but we just don't.
I don't even enjoy that. Oh,
Yeah.
My husband's is another Big Daddy. That seems to be a big one.
Big Daddy seems like it's like a Chad. It's like a basic name.
I call mine asthma because it leaves women breathless.
Could be good or bad, I guess.
My wiener's called asthma because it'll leave you breathless.
Yeah, I like how when they have a reasoning behind the name.
That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
fun.
great name for your wiener. I call it asthma.
I wish I was that happy. Where you could like name private parts.
Yeah.
You gotta have like a good, wholesome relationship to do that.
Did Nard get better? No.
No, he got worse. He snuck out of the first hospital.
I think he
was at.
might have like chronic liver disease or something.
Yeah. Which, you were going to tell him, hey, you got to quit drinking so much.
This person says, I call mine Mighty Mouse.
That's cute.
Magic Wand.
No,
Another
cute.
Big Daddy. Big Daddy seems to be the...
Big Daddy seems like a basic bitch kind of name for a wiener.
Nebraska calls his Anaconda. This dude, he goes, I call my wife's vagina Star.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
I guess because
Because it's a star.
I don't know, yeah.
Right? Or it's famous.
Yeah.
star? Maybe because it's bright?
I have no idea.
I don't know. So, anyways, that's what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
A sugar baby, 29 years old.
Yeah.
She earns about $60,000 a year, going on dates with rich men, and claims that they don't even have to have sex.
Some of them, yeah. Some of them have manipulated it. I see these videos on TikTok all the time of like the sugar daddies like getting eventually like pissed off because they don't get no sugar.
Yeah, you saw that one video where he was leaving his sugar baby because he's
Right.
like, I spent all this money and I get no sugar.
Yep. And she was doing a video of it like, oh, what are you mad about? Like, you know, rubbing it right in his face basically that he's spent all this money and done all these things, even though she was still bitching about it then because he was like, I do everything for you. And she was like, you don't do everything. She was like, you know, looking at him like basically she had asked for this big thing that he didn't get. But yeah, of course he's not going to get it. Like you're going to get like little bits of sugar until you give the sugar.
Sure.
Like a guy is not a total idiot, but like apparently girls are saying some of these guys are total idiots, I guess.
This is interesting. So, how someone smells may dictate whether you'll be friends.
Yeah, I mean, smell is a big deal.
So, in a nutshell, your smell matters more than you think. So, you may not connect with let's say you're really interested in a woman, and she's not that interested in you. It's because she's not in subconsciously, right? And on a very like animalistic level, she's not into your smell.
Right. Yeah, I mean, a smell would definitely be a big relationship or whatever killer right away. If you didn't, not that you smell bad, but you just smell like to where she finds it to be weird.
Don't match up.
Uh-huh.
So for the study, 40 female participants between the ages of 18 and 30 took part in this speed friending experiment. Each participant had their photograph taken, received a plain cotton T-shirt to wear for about 12 hours during normal daily activities. They were instructed to modify their typical hygiene routines, you know, continuing to use regular deodorant, stuff like that. You know, they wanted to get also their natural smell, and they found that your smell has a big, you know, it's a big reason why you may or may not have a friend or somebody's into you.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to be friends with a stinky person?
But, you know, it's one of those things where animals are always, I'm so glad we don't have to sniff a woman's ass.
We do, though.
Well, but that's after you already like each other.
Oh, yeah. We don't do it right away.
No.
When we meet somebody, yeah. We don't sniff their ass. Usually.
Gosh, that's so good. I bet you
stripper.
cavemen did that. They always show cavemen coming up.
Cavemen, no way they sniffed each other's asses.
You remember how this caveman would go up to you and go,
no.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't think that. How do we even know that happened?
We're just guessing because
We're
animals
guessing.
do it.
We're guessing. We can't tell anything by smelling. We don't pick up like dogs do it, and they basically can tell like your medical history, what kind of mood you're in. Like they get all that stuff from.
Yeah, but you can smell infection on people.
I mean, I guess you can smell rotting flesh.
Right? Let's say you're about to bump some ugly. She could smell yours and be like, oh, what is that?
Yeah.
Be like, I don't know. I don't think I want to do that.
You can definitely smell stuff in the private areas, no doubt about that.
Right.
But I don't know if you're doing that right away, even as cavemen. Maybe.
So
people have been around a long time.
You may not have chemistry with somebody just based on the fact that you guys don't like each other's smell. And that can be with friendships. It's like, why do you guys have such a good friendship? Why do we, you know, obviously common interest, that's one. But it also is your smell.
Minus like just terrible BO. I don't think I've ever noticed anybody's smell. Like I'm never like, oh, this person.
Bad breath. You notice that right away.
Yeah, I just.
You know what's wild?
It's a benefit from having a deviated septum is I do not. You have to really smell like ass for me to smell.
You know what the wildest thing is when you have a server with bad breath.
Oh, yeah, I can't believe they even let them on the floor.
Hot, bad breath, and they're just breathing, and they're bringing your food. I can't eat.
When I was a server, I would see waiters and stuff like sent home, basically.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
They should be sent home. How you have some dragon ass breath
Mm-hmm.
and you're a server and you got to talk to people and take their orders.
Most of the time, they were just giving gum, but, you know.
Is this, so 1 in 7 dudes bring a video game console to the labor and delivery room.
Oh, it happened. I saw it. Happened a bunch.
Why is it a big deal if he does?
Because your focus isn't there on the baby. It's like
What?
you can't leave the video games for a couple days.
You can't bring the video game?
You're on the video game side?
Yeah, we'll
What?
get to that next.
1-855-FU-BILLY. Back to the Billy Madison Show.
You know we got another shot at $1,000. So that's very exciting. Give us about an hour and 40 minutes. Actually, less than that. Another shot at $1,000. I also got Margarita Pour-Off tickets to give away. Your last chance to win, and you also get a limited edition 99.5 KISS BMS Fiesta Medal. IOSA tickets as well. We'll throw in a medal for that. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, a single person was slammed over just this is a crazy list of rules that you have to be able to date her. Here's the problem that I think is with dating, right? So people are trying to look for somebody that, they're like, oh, they got to have this. They have all these things.
Yeah.
Instead of looking at yourself and going, what am I bringing?
Right.
Where am I at? What am I going to
leveled
bring?
up?
So, and I get it. Like if you have a relationship with, I don't know, you're going to go get a job, right? You want to make sure that the job, aligns with you. But I just never hear people go, this is what I'm bringing to the table in a relationship.
Because people have zero self-awareness. They think they're awesome, even when they're not. They don't sit down and have an honest look at themselves and be like, well,
what are
I don't have a driver's license.
Well, do you
or
have a
car.
good attitude?
Yeah. Oh, man, I really don't make a lot of money. My credit's bad. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's going to be honest with themselves about that.
She wants a man that makes $300,000 a year, which I don't even know in the percentile of people that make $300,000 a year. It can't be very high.
Can't be.
Luxury tastes, chivalry, and handling all the birth control.
Right. She just wants, a dream life.
So she wants all these things.
Right. And
She
what
wants-
is she bringing to the table?
She wants a fit and attractive, well-groomed guy, family-orientated, ambitious, disciplined, chivalrous and protective, emotionally intelligent, confident, sophisticated, and enjoys luxury, generous and spoils me, financially successful, 300,000 plus salary, and loves me deeply and puts me first.
Less than 2% of all working males in America make more than 300K or more.
Takes control, makes plans, keeps his word, supports my goals, prefers privacy over social media validation, sexually disciplined and loyal.
So 98% of men make under what she requires.
Makes life easier, maid, chef, those type of things. You're not going to get that with $300,000 salary.
Yeah.
But
And trust
right.
me, $300,000 salary ain't looking for you.
So you're asking for a man that falls into the 2 percentile.
2%.
And if the man's in the 2 percentile and he makes that kind of money, he can have pretty much any woman that he wants if you fall into that 2 percentile.
Mm-hmm.
If, you I don't know, take care of yourself, groom yourself. They always say that being fit looks better than any designer clothes.
That's true.
So if you're
fit, you can wear whatever.
You can wear whatever. If
Doesn't
you're
matter.
a dude out there, just remember that being fit looks better than any designer clothes, any luxury brand.
Yeah. And that's definitely the truth.
In fact, if you're fit, you don't really have to spend a ton of money on clothes because anything will look good on you.
You can wear whatever because you're in shape, and it does not matter.
So this lady, she's just delusional.
Yeah, she is, but that's what the internet has done to not just her and not just girls either. It's done it to all kinds of people. It's made them, what you said, delusional.
I don't understand because you expect all these things of somebody else, but not once did she say, this is what I have to offer.
Right.
We watch all these videos and stuff, and they'll ask a lady, and this can't be what these women. There can't be that many of them, right? They're just they're finding these few. But
oh yeah, well these are the people that pop.
Met that one woman where she runs off a list of all the things she requires the man to have, and then they're like, all right, so what are you bringing to the table? And she's like, myself.
Yep.
It's like, I don't know. That's just not enough.
No, it's girls have this, they'll like make a list, even if it's in their head, but they'll be like, I'm not settling, you know? I'm tired of settling. Like I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna get what I want. And they have a delusional thing in their head, this fairy tale that they want to live.
Some of the best advice. Obviously, I think that's very good advice that being fit looks better than any designer clothes.
Yeah, solid.
I think that's good advice. And I also think other good advice is find a woman that wants to be a wife, not a woman that wants to get married.
Right. Also, just be able to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And then see what kind of partner you get, where it really doesn't totally matter. Where basically all you're looking for in a partner is that they don't drag you down.
And here's some other advice. These are like fortune cookies. The man who can control his lust can control his life.
Right. Like, I think Chris's wife, like, found a good husband in Chris. Like, yeah, is he going to, like, improve her life? No, but he can handle his own things.
But he can make her life easier.
Right. He doesn't drag her down.
No.
He doesn't level her up either, but he doesn't drag her down.
He doesn't need to level her up. You know how he levels her up?
How?
They'll be cooking and playing trivia together.
And drinking.
Yeah, and kicking back a 24-pack, just killing it.
Yeah.
Right. 24-pack?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's just a Tuesday, dog.
That's a whole case of beer.
It is.
Yeah.
They're about that.
not
Enough for you and the wife to knock down a case of beer? That's badass.
Yeah. Every day.
He's got a woman that loves beer.
He's lucky. He's so lucky. There's nothing hotter than a woman that likes to drink beer. That doesn't get the bitter beer face.
Right, doesn't get in.
No, she drinks them faster than I did.
Yeah, that's hot. That is so hot.
She's like, "Do you want to put a nipple on that?"
Oh, okay,
I'm ready
all right. Then
3
she starts-
in.
I don't think it's so hot when she starts talking crap.
I think it's funny.
One day you should put a nipple on there.
Well,
Yeah, I could.
He tries to.
So a new study found that 1 in 7 dads bring video game consoles to the labor and delivery room.
Nurse literally, she was like, "Oh my God, so I'm so glad you're not a dad that brings the video game system." Like, nurse said that to me. So, like, I know when you say that, I know it's an issue. I think it's more than 1 in 7.
What's the big deal?
Because I saw.
Why do women get mad about this?
You're right about that. Like, I don't know. They're just so annoyed when of course they're annoyed when they're giving birth. Like, my chick had a C-section, so it's like, what do you got to be annoyed about? But, you know, girls that are really pushing that baby out, like, I get it. When, you know, anybody's doing anything that's probably that uncomfortable, you don't want to have somebody playing Call of Duty right in your ear.
Well, I don't understand. So it says here that men are bringing, like, the TV.
They're bringing everything.
Their PS5.
Yeah.
The whole console.
They're bringing the whole system. They're trying to hook up to the Wi-Fi. I mean, they're in there doing their thing. I saw it. Like, I had a baby in November.
Well,
so not that long ago, and they were all over the hospital.
Look, it's a stressful time, and so if your dude's playing the video game, it lowers his stress, right? And then he's not just...
but you don't think that's embarrassing as far as, like, men go, that we can't just, like, leave it alone?
The guy's there.
I got it, but is he?
Yes.
He's in video game land.
Yeah, let him have some fun before he has to take on this parental responsibility.
I'm all for dudes, you know, having the video games and the system and everything.
The man's a little nervous.
Yeah.
I just think it's so dumb that you're telling me that you had a nurse go, "I'm so glad you didn't bring your video game."
Yes, yeah.
What is the shame in the video game?
I
think being mad about it is nonsense.
It seems a little crazy to bring your whole video game system to the hospital.
It really does.
Bring a little 24-inch TV.
It seems like
set up the PS5.
It just doesn't seem right.
It doesn't.
It doesn't feel right.
What's wrong about it?
Like, you're there to have a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're also there to look. If the dude is calmed down, he's got a distraction.
Yeah.
There's nothing he can do. He can hold your hand. He can see. He's there.
I mean, maybe
he's
a dude
there
should,
with you.
Yeah, I don't know why a dude would be all like crazy anyways. He's not giving birth. He's just there.
Well, what if he brought a Game Boy?
I mean, if you just have your phone.
Yeah.
If you want to. But to bring a whole ass gaming system, I mean, this just makes, I don't know, women hate that too. Like, women hate it.
I don't know why.
As they should.
Like, it is, and I get it. Like, I absolutely get it. Because it's just like, damn, dude, you can't, like, this is, you're setting the tone as a guy for how you're going to be as a parent.
Well,
yeah, you really are.
If you're there at the hospital playing the game, I mean, imagine when you go home, are you gonna be able to put the game down? when
yeah,
the baby
he's
needs
just
a
getting the
bottle?
last few games out of
He's
his
not
system.
just getting the last few guys that bring their gaming system to the hospital. I promise you, are not just getting their last few games in.
Just a couple games.
This is
until
how
the
they will
baby's
continue
there.
on.
Yep.
And like again, gamer dads I think are some of the best dads out there.
Nah.
I'm not saying that they're not.
I would.
I'm just saying like at the hospital, maybe just leave it at home.
This dude said Diablo 3 during contractions was awesome.
That's insane. That's an insane one. That's just an insane game to play, especially at the hospital.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch was perfect.
And Nintendo Switch is fine. It's basically that's just handheld.
It's boring as F. Keep yourself entertained. Come on.
It is crazy though. I mean, I'm telling you, it was on my floor. I feel like it was 50%.
Oh, you shouldn't have a kid with a dude then.
I think it was half the people that were like on our floor that had
Hell
given
yeah.
birth. I think had video game systems in there.
What's up, Joe?
Hey man, I'd rather switch into the system, into the living room and all that. And I'll be honest, I didn't even get a chance to play on it. I had to hold the baby the whole time, so I still brought it. But priorities were priorities.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna be a dad, but leading up to it, you're like, oh, let me bring this game. This might be kind of boring.
How is your wife with the video games now that you've had a baby? Does she ever bitch at you to get off of them?
She had a Switch too.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you guys are a gaming couple.
Yeah. This person says, keep my grown kid entertained while I'm pushing out the new one.
Oh, so these moms are okay with it.
Nicole, would you be mad if your dude brought a video game console as you're trying to pop out a baby?
So. No, I think I would have been okay with it. Not during contractions, maybe if there was nobody else there to be supportive. But I think you're sitting in a hospital for a long time. I mean, regardless. And, I mean, people bring other things to the delivery room, like read a book or crochet or draw or color or whatever. So I don't think having a system is bad.
It's just we got to shame men. That's all I heard in this. Let's shame
Yeah.
dudes.
Yeah, I think
you don't
as long
gotta
as
do
they're
that.
Can focus on the kid when the kid comes in the room or when they bring the baby in, then yeah, it's okay.
I think your focus there as a guy is
That's
supposed to be
awesome,
on the
Nicole.
mom.
Yeah, they say 1 in 7 dads bring a literal toy to the labor and delivery
That
room.
number is so low.
Yeah,
I love it that Nicole is honest about it. Let's go to Todd. What's up, Todd?
What's up? What's up?
What do you think, buddy?
Hey, listen, is it really that big of a deal? I mean, honestly, what are we supposed to do? So my wife, she tried to ban me from bringing my system. I shut it down, man. It gets boring up there. I had to do something.
I think part of it is like you're just supposed to sit there in anticipation for what's about. I mean, we got to get better at being able to sit still.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but it's stressful. And this, for me, it's a stress relief. I mean, I know it's stressful for the woman giving birth, but it's also stressful for the men. It's all about the women up there. But obviously, there needs to be something that we do. I think the sounds of the game are super soothing. And my wife, she got like super uptight about it. Her mom was super crazy. Her mom asked me to stop playing, but my wife was in labor for 24 hours.
Yeah,
it was
that's a
boring.
long time. What are you supposed to do?
Cares? I mean, you're there for her. How about you try growing a set? That might work.
Like,
Well,
aren't
I'm
we just
at the
supposed to like kind
hospital.
of like? Shouldn't we get better at like not needing entertainment?
Yes, we should.
Like, can't we just sit there like we're like I don't know what's that religion? It's like
Monks?
Yeah,
Like,
monks, like Buddhists.
Yeah.
Right? Like they can just sit there in silence. Like as guys, we are so bad at that. Got to be doing something.
Yeah, let's have some fun.
We can't just like sit there and I don't know. Like we have our phones. Like our phones should be good enough
Nah,
to
just
bring a whole ass. And the PS5s, they're not small. Like they're giant machines that you're bringing in and hooking up. And the hospital Wi-Fi has to be ass.
Yeah.
I just don't know why it's such a big deal.
I just think it's an embarrassing thing that guys have been that we've been doing.
I mean,
and you're not even at the hospital that long.
They used to get mad if you weren't there at the hospital. Now you're there. Now they're mad at what you're doing at the hospital.
Well, you might as well not be
You
there.
might as well, yeah. I think girls just find it. Well, obviously not. Like the girls that have called in so far have not been. They had no problem with it.
I have
so.
not one woman that is saying that it's bad.
But I promise you that 1 in 7 number is so low. It's crazy. Because I saw it all the time. And I even saw it with Nard being in the hospital. You know, you see people that are coming out just had a baby, and they have the PS5 with them.
This dude said so his woman wouldn't let him play video games.
Yeah.
In the delivery room, so he just watched porn.
Oh. That's what. So because she wouldn't let you play video games, you were like, I'm going to show her.
Yeah, and he just
I'm just going to watch porn.
Yeah, so he had alone time in the in the hospital bathroom.
Right. Okay, that's psychotic.
He watched porn.
Yeah. That's insane.
That is. Todd.
That's one of the weirdest things I've ever heard.
So did you have any fights or anything about the video games?
Well, yeah, I mean, she gave me a hard time about it. Her mom gave me a hard time about it. And my whole thing was just calm down. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Obviously, when the going got going, I was there. I was on, Johnny on the spot. I made it happen. But up to that point, I mean, why is it that big of a deal? Everybody's just hanging out. I mean, you kind of know when it's going to happen. The doctors have all these tests. They know. But, yeah, she gave me a hard time. And I feel like for guys out there, if your lady's going to do that to you, that's a major red flag.
Yeah, I think it is. If she gets mad at you about that, as you're just trying to distract yourself, it's very stressful. I know that it's stressful on her, I'm sure. But if it's stressful on the dude, too, not as stressful, but it is stressful. You got this little creature that you have to take care of now.
Yeah.
So it is stressful. And so
Absolutely.
maybe he's, having a little bit of fun before he has, his whole life flashes before his eyes. And now he has to really, truly be an adult.
I just think the wives are, I just think that it makes them look bad. Like, oh, they got a bad dude. Because, some gamers do have a bad rep for caring about video games more than they care about their family.
Well, let's see what Andy has to say. Yes, what's up, Andy? Is that a big red flag if the woman gets upset that you're playing a little video game while she's going to pop out a baby?
Probably not. I got a couple of incidences, 2 stories. Years ago, my cousin was giving birth, and me and her baby daddy were sitting out in the waiting room with a Nintendo 64, and we had 4 controllers and Mario Kart, and we had a bunch of the dads from the hospital out there playing with us. All 4 of us playing.
I mean, how fun is that? That's making childbirth fun again.
Oh, it was great.
I don't know if it was ever supposed to be fun.
No, it was that day.
Yeah. You had a bunch of dads out there playing video games, having a good time.
Yeah, 4 of us on the sticks, and there was people waiting for their turn.
Oh, that's cool. That's
that's
bonding. Just dads bonding together. Did you get any grimaces?
You get any flack?
Yeah, were the nurses looking at you like, oh, look at these rude dads?
Oh, absolutely.
I can't believe what they're doing.
Right.
Family members, like other women and other families, they were like looking at us.
Oh, shame. Right. Shame.
Yeah.
It's like, what is the shame in that? You have the rest of your life to be a dad.
Yeah.
Especially your first time dad. You have the rest of your life. You have to be a dad for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just enjoy a little video game. Maybe it could distract her. Maybe she could just watch you, be like, hey, hon, check this out. What? Or whatever, however video games sound.
Well, from what I'm gathering, a lot of gaming couples, like a lot of people will have to bring the Switch for their wife, and so they're gaming together.
Recently, my wife was recovering from a mommy makeover from Dr. J, and I brought my PlayStation up there and was playing Call of Duty.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's different. That's elective surgery.
I know that's elective, but so's, getting pregnant.
Getting pregnant is elective.
But yeah,
You're
you have to
electing
give
do
birth,
it.
though.
Yeah, you do have to give birth. But,
Hashtag Andy Mandy.
Yeah, that's right. Andy and Mandy. You remember them?
Yep.
Andy and Mandy.
Yeah, Andy and Mandy.
So everything.
They got a vape shop.
Are you guys as frisky as you used to be now?
Hell yeah, they are.
Oh, my God. I got a fake headache sometimes, dude.
Oh, he has to fake a headache to get out of having
Oh, my
sex.
God. That's how bad she wants it.
That's how good Dr. J did on that mommy makeover that he has to fake a headache.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's some good work,
Yeah,
Dr.
it is.
J.
Way to go, Doc.
Mad moment. Woman catches husband having a sordid hotel romp with. We'll tell you next.
back to the Billy Madison Show.
It looks like that strong woman that Nard was talking about just gave him a shower and prepped him for surgery.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's going back under right away, huh?
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm just wondering what
He
it
must
is.
be
I can't get
messed
any answers. And once we get some answers about Nard, we'll let you know. So, man, just throw in an extra little prayer. We're going to have a little fundraiser. I mean, Nard's going to miss like 2 weeks of work.
Oh, my God. This is going to ruin him financially.
Yeah, it is.
Ruin him. He's going to have to do OnlyFans.
I don't know. He's going to have to show that dingy dong.
He's going to have to show that weenie.
He's going to have to.
He's going to have to, bro.
I mean,
He's going to have to.
To raise that money.
Yeah.
Think he's gonna bring
I mean,
in
I'm
that
already
much?
like it is a struggle to keep Nard afloat as it is. That's with him working every day.
That's right.
Taking 2 weeks off. Oh my God. Bye. I mean that sucks.
I mean, he can live with one of us. I know
He can, but he's gonna be he'd be a crybaby.
Right. It'd be easy. Like, you don't have space at your place, or do you have space?
No,
for him?
hell no. I don't have space for me.
Oh, that's true. You got a baby.
Yeah.
So I'll have to take his dumb ass in again. That's
don't-
fine. I mean, I got a room for him. I know he hates it at my house.
I mean, he loves your house. He just, there's just something about being a grown man and not having your own space that is
Well,
tough.
he feels like an inconvenience.
He does. Well, and he has a kid, and so then he feels like a loser.
And then he's got the dog,
If
too.
it was just him, he'd live anywhere.
He's
But,
got
you
that,
know.
that dog. But I'm like, just let the dog roam in the backyard. It'll be fine. That's where dogs are supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a bit of a howl.
Yeah, well, she's a beagle.
So this woman caught her husband having sordid hotel sex.
Yeah.
So you'd be freaked out catching your husband having sex with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But then what about you catch your husband having nasty-ass sex with your own brother?
I mean, I don't know how you even deal with that.
A raging wife who thought she was busting her love rat husband in the middle of a sleazy motel shag with a younger woman was shocked to discover, no, he was having a threesome with her brother.
Yeah, that's...
A distraught wife left stunned, heartbroken, busting her husband in a sex act with a younger lover and her own brother. The woman discovered this shocking betrayal after she learned that her husband was having an affair with a younger woman.
Mm-hmm.
She thought that was bad enough, so she wanted to catch him. Then she catches him in the act, not just with this younger woman,
Yeah.
but with her brother.
Just a double whammy.
Incredible footage shows the wife arriving at the motel room before storming past her half-naked partner, who grunts in surprise. The raging wife
grunts in surprise.
Yeah,
Right. That's a weird.
pushes her way to the bathroom to film a naked woman taking a shower. Another man allegedly, was the wife's brother,
Yeah.
burst into shots in the bathroom to stop her from filming the woman cleaning herself. On discovering her brother was involved, the woman flees the motel in tears after filming what she discovered. Man, that's rough.
Yeah, it is rough. I mean, to find your husband, your partner cheating on you, but then to add a layer of that it was with a man, and then that man happened to be your brother.
And they were all having sex together.
Seems like one of the craziest stories of all time.
Yeah, it is.
But there was a woman involved, so maybe it wasn't.
Maybe the dude
Maybe
and
it
the
was
brother
a
weren't
spit
getting on.
roast. Yeah.
It could have just been one of those spit roast
Yeah,
situations.
it doesn't necessarily. It just her brother was involved, but the way they wrote the story, it makes it seem like the brother hooked up with the husband. But I don't know if that was the case.
That's nasty.
Because there was a woman there, so seems like more likely it was a spit roast thing, which is crazy to do that with your brother-in-law. Especially when you're married to that guy's sister.
He didn't do it with the sister.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, that's like the bright spot of the story, I guess.
I guess, yeah. To maybe, I don't know if there is a bright spot. It all seems pretty bad.
It does. And then you got this dumbass woman that's in the shower, and this woman busts into the motel, and
Right.
now this woman is being filmed in the shower. She released all the video too.
So
She was
now
so
she's
mad.
probably going to be in trouble because I don't think you can do that.
Probably can't, but I don't know. This was in Brazil.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the laws are.
Yeah,
there.
I don't know if there are laws over there.
You want to hear a warp story?
I think you just read it.
I got another one.
Wow.
That's worse than that one.
Wow.
Are you ready?
Yeah, sure. I'm ready.
Warped Minnesota dad forced son to have an orgy with 3 women for his 15th birthday.
Yeah, that's insane. You're right. That is a warped story.
Well, it gets worse.
Okay.
And then dad joined in.
Oh.
Wow. Dad just could. It wasn't just for son. Even though it's bad enough because he's 15.
Dad and son
Oh my
look
God,
identical.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. But he's like, I've heard about these tall tales about these dads that are just like, I got to get my boy ready.
You know what's weird? Have you guys seen the movie where it's Minecraft?
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen it, but
Okay, these two people look like some of the characters from
the
Minecraft.
villagers, yeah,
They look exactly like the villagers.
or however villagers have like this weird distinctive sound.
It's just
to
their nose, because the nose goes down and they look
Yeah.
like those villagers.
They do. That is a great description of them, and they really, yeah. I mean, they absolutely look like the Minecraft.
Court
villagers.
documents show that the son's 15th birthday, the dad arranged 3 women.
Mm-hmm.
And then they set up DJ equipment too.
It's weird when, I think it's just weird when you get involved in your kid's sex life at any point.
Yeah, he set up DJ equipment as well as provided alcohol.
And the fact that he was only 15 years old.
Yeah, and then dad's like, hey, I got you 3 broads. And the cool
Yeah.
thing is dad's going to join in too.
Like, I understand, like, back in the 1700s or so, like 15 was pretty old.
Yeah.
Well, the victim said he felt pressure to have sex with his father and these women and claimed at one point that the old man, Whit, told him to be a man. Come on, son,
Yeah.
be a man.
Yeah.
So it sounds like this dad was like forcing his son into it because he didn't think that his son was progressing as a man. And so he's like, you know what? You know what you need? You need an orgy, boy.
Well, I guess the dad would do this basically every other weekend.
Wow.
His son would go over there. They would have a DJ set up. They would
Okay.
get intoxicated, and then he would bring women over there.
Yeah, he'd hire, call girls, whatever, escorts, come on over, do threesomes with my son. I mean, hey, listen, me as a 15-year-old boy, man, I can't wait
To
till
do that
Dad's
with your
week-
dad?
till-
Yeah.
I can't wait till Dad's weekend's here. But I understand, like, not every boy is going to be like me.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I feel bad for
Today's
the kid.
15-year-olds now.
I feel bad for the kid.
All right, check
Yeah.
this out.
But me, you want to say me as a 15-year-old boy back then? Oh, I'd have been chomping at the bit.
What do you think, Chris? What would you do?
Oh, yeah, I was like Derek, yeah.
I mean, this would have been.
I'd be ready. Let's go.
I'm
For
like
one, I
Derek.
just would have loved to see my dad at any point. But the fact that it's Dad's weekend and I'm going over there and, he's going to have hookers. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. What
DJ
a dream.
equipment,
What a dream come true that would have been.
That sounds wild.
alcohol.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
I have
what
a story.
weekend.
How your significant other's name is saved in your phone speaks volumes about your relationship. I'm curious, how is your partner saved in your phone? We'll get to that next.
to the Billy Madison Show. Billy Madison Show. 1-855-FU-BILLY. 1-855-FU-BILLY.
All right, in 1 hour, we'll give you a shot at $1,000. How nice are we?
Pretty badass.
Margarita pour-off tickets next hour. Nyosa. I also have this story, and who knows? There's probably guys out there that have no idea that their partner maybe was a sugar baby. Maybe not a full-on escort, but maybe a sugar baby.
Yeah.
Maybe was a stripper. Who knows? This guy found out that his girl that he was going to marry was an escort.
Okay.
And so now he's upset, right?
I mean, yeah, I'd be pretty pissed.
He's distraught.
Especially if you had no idea.
Now, she is like, well, lots of women have done this. Why are you mad?
I mean,
Why are you mad, bro? Lots of women have done it.
I believe lots of women have done it and their dudes never found out. But if you find out, I mean, you expect the dude just to be like, oh, well, thanks. You're right, honey. Lots of women have done this, so I shouldn't be so upset.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Lots of women have not done this as well. Like,
Again.
you do know that, right? Like, there's more women that were not escorts than were.
Sure. Look, if your morals don't align,
right,
that's okay. You just find somebody, someone's going to not
But
care.
you should know. Like, if your moral, if things like that don't align, that's fine. But, you know, you shouldn't hide that from somebody.
Well, but
that
a
you were an
dude
escort.
Shouldn't have to change his moral compass.
Right.
Just so he can be with you.
But a dude shouldn't find this out, like, so far into the game. That your wife, right? They're married, right?
They're going to be married.
Going to be married. That you're free. Okay, well, he should just be thinking his lucky stars that they hadn't gone through
No
with it yet.
doubt.
But the fact that he's now found out and that she tries to be like, lots of women have, that's crazy, honey. I
So-
mean, no disrespect to you at all. Like, you know, you do what you have to do. I get it. But people that you're going to spend the rest of your life with and sign up for marriage, if you don't think they should know those things about you in the past, that's crazy.
So we'll get to that. How your significant other's name is saved in your phone tells you everything you need to know about the relationship.
Yeah, it feels, I mean, I hate how my significant other is saved, but it's like if I just have her name, then it's like I don't love her, is how she says.
Well, since the name on our phone is a visible symbol of our partner and a reminder of our relationship with them, using personal jokes or nicknames can reflect a deeper and more intimate connection. If your partner uses the full name just like they would any other contact, then you might have a problem.
It's kind of cool, though. Like, don't some guys like seeing their wives, you know, name like that, like with their last name on? Like, that's hot.
Yeah.
I think, anyways.
Could be.
You know? It's tough. Like when I go to the hospital, like I've been having to text Nard's ex-wife, and, you know, when she texts me, like her full name pops up, and she has like a different last name now, and I just like to show Nard.
Oh, that's hilarious. He has to love that.
I'm just like, oh, look who's texting me. And it's, you know, blank. It's not his name, you know what I mean?
Oh, she got rid of that immediately.
Yeah, he hasn't been very happy about that. But, you know, anyways, I'm just saying, like, that could be hot for a guy. But I have to, my wife makes me use the heart eye emoji. Like, that's how her name is on my phone. Because when it's just Marissa, it's an issue.
Bug Guy says that he has dumbass.
Yeah,
dumbass.
I like that. That's cute.
For his baby mama.
Some people might be, if they don't know your relationship, they might think it's aggressive.
What do you have yours saved as? We can go to Chris. What do you have your wife?
It's just her name.
Yeah, I
it's
knew.
just her name?
It wasn't going to be anything special.
Oh, because you're paying child support?
No.
No, just
not how Chris is.
You don't have a creative little name?
He doesn't even know how to use emojis.
Yeah, it's just her name.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
that's romantic.
Mine and her phone used to be hubby with hearts. Now it's just my name. So.
Oh no.
So.
Oh no.
Yeah, this woman, she goes, my husband's name is saved hubby, and then it's got like the ring and a bunch, and then eggplant, as well as the splash emoji. That's how she has
the splash emoji.
Yeah.
That has to be. Does that bother you that your wife is what you?
No.
I know you guys got divorced, so
yeah.
obviously that's why it's different.
I'm not a child. No. It doesn't
Well,
bother
You're not
me.
a child. Okay, all right.
Wendy has her man saved
Fair
as
enough.
daddy.
Hot.
Mine is AAA wife.
Mm.
Let's see here. Yep. Another Wendy's now. It's my daddy with the heart emoji, the heart eyes. Let's go to Squeaky Dan. What's up, Squeaky Dan?
Morning, boys. Derek, what up, doggy? So my wife has me saved as Squeaky. I used to have her saved as Sweet Baby, but now I have her saved as Cum Dumpster.
No, we can't.
Yeah.
You know we can't say that. Come on. You can't say that. Just because you had all them kids.
Oh, God.
That was aggressive.
That was too aggressive.
This person says, mine's literally my gorgeous, wonderful, amazing, sexy, fine wife.
What a name. That is a name right there.
My love is what my husband is listed as my love.
I do.
People love this.
I think it's now, Chris has made me now think that it's weird.
Human incubator is what this dude has his baby mama as.
Okay.
My girl's love bug.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, it feels weird if you don't. Mine is just my wiffy.
Yep. Which that's fine.
This dude says I have mine saved as trash.
Damn. That's aggressive. That is
Yeah,
aggressive.
It is weird, Chris, that
Yeah.
you don't have a term of endearment.
I don't think it's weird.
It's
I
funny.
mean, we're grown-ups.
Everybody else has a nice little sweet little term of endearment.
Right.
This person says I have mine down as cheater.
It's funny because, like, my wife, she gets pissed when my ex-wife texts me because I obviously just have her name in there as Sherry, all good. And my wife is like, change her last name. And I'm like, but her last name is still my last name.
Right.
And she's like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
But I'm like, legally, like, I didn't even put my ex-wife's name in there. It just, when somebody texts you and then they're in your phone, like,
Sure.
It allows you to import the contact of whatever they have their name as.
Well, you know how some people try to have as many babies as possible? Derek was trying to name as many women as possible with his last name.
I was not.
What's up, Erica?
Yes. So this is really funny. My husband has just my name with a peach next to it.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
I don't really have a big booty, guys.
That's all right.
Yeah.
You got a booty. I mean, we were talking
Yeah.
to Nard today, and he said that his medical issues caused him to not have an ass. Maybe you got
Right.
medical issues.
No, that's what he blamed not having an ass on. But I'm like, that's still your fault.
He's like, I think I don't have an ass because of my liver.
Right.
Because my liver.
He's like, my disability has, prevented me from having an ass. I'm like, well, that's because what you've been putting in your body.
This dude says he has his wife's name saved as Splashtown.
Okay. That's fun. But nobody has them as just like their name.
This dude says he has his wife down as red flag, because he missed all the red flags.
Like, does anybody else live that Chris life? Where it's just like you and your wife have each
Tom
other's
and
name
Pam.
in your
Yeah,
phone.
Tom's calling and Pam.
Right, and it's just their names. Like, my grandparents they're so married that they only have one phone. They don't even both have a phone. They just share one. 'Cause
That's
they're
adorable.
never not together. I remember Verizon being like, well, we can get you both a phone. And my grandparents were like, well, why would we need more
Why
than
are we
one
going to
phone?
do
Yeah.
that?
Like, well, in case, you're somewhere, and it's like we're together all the time. Like, they literally
That's
only have
sweet.
one phone, yeah.
That's really
Very
cute.
sweet, yeah.
And it has nothing to do with money. My grandpa is very wealthy.
They're saying that that's because Chris is weird.
I don't know if it's because it might have something to do with the fact that they got divorced and then got back together.
I have my wife saved under her government name.
Okay, Chris, you're not alone. There you go. There's one.
Mm-hmm.
I think, offhand, Chris is the only one that I know that him and his wife, that's how they do it. They both just, their contact in their phone is saved as, whatever, their first and last name. That is, is it a big deal? Absolutely not. But it's something that's kind of like, that's odd. That's
it says here that
I agree. It's not
I
it's
get
not
to
an
see her
important
naked
thing.
every day. That's all that matters to me.
Right. The important things, you could check the box on.
Yeah.
it says here that if you have your partner as a term of endearment in your phone. You have something sweet, right? Something that's either, an inside joke between you two or whatever. Those that have little pet names or whatever, they save them with a cute name. They have better communication than if you just have them. That's Frank and Jane.
Mm-hmm. I do think, though, it's different because they were together, then they split up, then they got back together. So it's like, yeah, they haven't went back in their phone and changed their names, but it's because what they're doing right now is working.
So do you think that once you don't have to pay child support, you'll give her a cute name then?
I don't think he even thinks about it.
No?
I don't think Chris ever thinks about it.
Did he leave?
No, he's here.
What?
He's just thinking.
Okay. This dude says...
I speak for him sometimes.
I'm with Chris on this one. I just have my wife's name. Yeah, they're saying that's bad.
Yeah, well, these people that are married are saying, no, it's just it's unnecessary to have a pet name.
It's just unnecessary.
I don't think so. I got a
He
question
says that
for
they're
you, though.
adults.
Yeah.
That's what he said. That's what Chris says.
Don't people really have... Right? Doesn't their wife say, hey, you better save me as something cute?
Yeah, I mean, that's what my wife did.
Yeah, don't you guys sit down and, all right, well, let's put me down
My
as
wife
this?
cried about it. Like actual tears. Like, thought it was disrespectful. That's a true story. Like pouting. That's why I love her, though, is because she's so damn dumb that this is the stuff that she pouts about.
This person says, Billy, since you're calling everybody else out, do you have something cute in your phone?
He said my wife.
I call it my wiffy.
Yeah.
I mean, I would change mine to senior vice president because that's what she is.
Yeah.
I think that's hot.
Heart, my wiffy heart.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Surrounded by hearts.
Surrounded by hearts to prove the love.
Exactly. Well, it's just cute when it pops up.
Yes.
It is.
They like to see that.
Yeah.
That's what they
cute.
That's what they want
That's
to
what
see.
the ladies want.
Yeah.
But they don't see when they call you, though.
Well, when they go through your phone, they do.
I guess.
Yes, this person says, my wife didn't like it that I just had her name in the phone. She wanted a red heart in her name.
It's so damn dumb. But
it's important to them.
100%. And then, to be honest, I think I'd be pissed if I wasn't something in her phone. I can't tell you exactly what it is because I don't even remember. And I can't remember the last time I went through her phone, but I know it's not Derek.
Okay, Chris is not one of the dwarfs from Lord of the Rings. I get that every day on this chat. They call
they
Chris,
can't come up with anything.
I wish we didn't
original.
have to clear that up every day.
Yeah. I wish they were actually funny.
What's up, Dan?
Well, it made Billy laugh right there.
I'm a
lot.
Lord of the
Okay,
Rings
all right.
fan. I'm sorry. I'm a Lord of the Rings fan.
Hey, when I was married, I just had her name, but she had her own ringtone, and like her picture would pop up,
Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. And then now that we're divorced, she has a different ringtone.
Oh,
yeah.
Just think about that. You get a divorce now. You got to have different ringtones.
Yep.
Different names. This person said, "My precious." They're calling Chris "my precious" now.
No, I don't.
All right, leave him alone, guys. Leave him alone.
No,
all
they're
right.
calling their significant other.
No, they're saying Chris looks like the Mucinex germ.
I bet if these mutants had cameras on, I mean,
But they don't.
they don't.
Yeah.
Do you know how rude that
that's
is?
part of
Like,
the fun,
they're
isn't it?
saying that it's just because Nard's not here.
Oh, it doesn't.
So
bother
now
me.
It doesn't matter.
Chris does not look like the Mucinex germ.
I sure do. I'm fine with it.
No, you don't. Don't let.
I'm
Don't
fine
even
with
let
it.
them do it.
I make more than they do. I'm fine with it.
Just tell them.
You don't look like the Mucinex germ.
Yeah.
Like that one's insane.
Mhm.
I wake up and I go to work.
Chris
You're
is
fine.
a fantastic worker.
Yeah, he is.
He's great.
You guys be nice
You
to Chris.
guys are rude.
I can
Yeah.
be the Mucinex guy. I am fine with that.
Nope. Leave him alone.
I'm gonna start doing the show without the shirt on.
My wife has me as her background on her phone. Yeah, that's another one.
Oh.
So you have to, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times as a dude,
Mm-hmm.
you got to have your wedding photo or a couple photo as your background.
Yeah. Well, you and your wife have a great wedding photo, so I
yeah.
can see why. It's one of the more. It belongs on a magazine, to be honest with you.
I thought about it, but I'm like, I'm not that vain.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no. You know how magazines they'll reach out because it's
Absolutely.
like, hey, you're getting married.
Yeah.
Can we?
I'm sure that whatever photographer took that photo wants to use it as their thing.
I would not give them
That's
permission.
the one that would get them the job.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely was the background until, I gave her a baby.
Oh, now it's the baby.
Oh my God, I can't even get secondary background action in there.
Right?
I'm not important at all.
You can't even get the lock screen.
Nothing, bro.
Nothing.
None of it.
Damn.
None of it. Yeah,
You
it's all
can't
about
get
this
lock screen?
It's all about this damn baby.
All right, we'll get to more of those calls. 1-855-FU. Billy, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
1-855-FU-BILLY. Back to the Billy Madison Show.
It's Billy Madison Show. About 38 minutes till you got a shot at $1,000.
Again? I thought we just did that.
No, we're doing it twice a morning, Derek.
Twice?
Yeah. Twice. 2 times.
Wow.
Hey, we were talking about having your partner as something kind of cute and friendly and nice little pet name in the phone.
What it says about your relationship.
It says that you have better communication. Let's go to D. What's up, D?
What's going on, man? How y'all doing today?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, man. So my wife, right? I looked at her phone. I had silverback, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm 6'2", 395. I'm a big guy. Wants to crack jokes. So, all right, let's go ahead and crack jokes. I got my phone and I saved her under jumper cables because she's always starting stuff, man. You know what I mean? Shoot. But yeah, man. I hope I have a great day, man. God bless y'all.
You too, man. And pray for Nard.
Prayers up.
I think he's in surgery right now.
I think so, which is crazy that they just...
He just had surgery yesterday.
Yeah.
Now he's having another surgery, and we have no answers.
Yep.
We don't know what surgery he's having. All he said was he has debris. So I don't know if they're doing surgery on his back door, if they're doing surgery on his pancreas, if they're doing surgery to kind of clear out his liver. I'm just making a educated guess because he did have a lot of jaundice, a lot of yellow in the eyes. He had a lot of fluid built up.
He was looking like Jordan.
So I feel it's possible that he does have like some sort of liver issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like his bilirubins are kind of just, that those levels are high. They probably did the blood work and they're like, man, we got to do another surgery to clear out that debris. If it's that, hopefully it's not like chronic liver disease or something.
Oh, my God. Because who knows how much he's been, over these past, 5 years, how much he's been really drinking.
Drinking on Ozempic, then you add the monsters. He hasn't had a vegetable in years.
But, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he,
I remember when he was in
he's
Tulsa.
battling alcohol. When I saw a few times, man, he was hammered out of his mind.
I sent him vitamins.
Yeah.
So I sent him vitamins when he was in Tulsa because I'm like, man, you gotta take care of yourself.
Yeah. He just thought, because his brain is 10 years old, he just thinks but his body's 90.
I have some audio from a woman that says she needed to have sex with another man or she would cheat.
I think.
Yeah, I have that. I want to play
got
that
it.
in a little bit.
Gotcha.
And this woman is making a pitch why you should make her your girlfriend. She says she would make
she's available, huh?
She would make a fantastic girlfriend. So she wanted to let everybody know it's kind of a pick me, but as we've said, the pick me's get picked.
They do.
Because if you're not saying pick me, then you're saying don't pick me.
I don't hate it what they're doing. I mean, because they are putting themselves out there and they are getting attention, what they're looking for.
And the 3 things that she has to offer are really the 3 things that will keep her man alive and happy.
Right.
So she's offering 3 things.
She's basically just flexing how easy guys are.
And I was like, I don't know what other thing she needs to offer.
Right. I think we're pretty simple.
Men are very simple
Girls
creatures.
would say they're very simple, but I just disagree with that.
They're complicated.
I feel like they are. I feel like they think
because
that
it changes
easy,
every
but they're
day.
not.
Their needs change
right.
every day. And I'm not even saying that's their fault. I think
not.
that their hormones fluctuate a lot more than men's.
I do think it's their fault, though, when they're like, oh, we're so simple. And it's like, no, you're not. No, you're not.
No.
I know you want to say that because you don't want to be like, yeah, women are difficult, but they tend to be pretty difficult.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. Trying to, keep your woman happy and everything.
And the room, I mean, the mood in the room could change very quickly with women.
Ask a dude that has just a house full of women. Let's say you got maybe, a wife and then you've had 3 or 4 daughters. Like the dudes that I have a couple friends like that, and they sit their house. There's something every day. There's a drama issue every single day.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's like you just never know. Like sometimes, we'll do the show and I'll say some crazy things that I think, man, when I get home, I'm really going to get it for that. And when I get home, my wife's mad, but it won't have anything to do with the thing that I said. It'll have to do with, like, you know, a guy calling in who, like, loved his wife a lot. And then it'll be like, how come you don't ever talk about me like that? It won't have anything, you know, and I'm just like, it's so difficult with her.
Yeah, you just
never know. You never know what you're going to get.
Well, this dude, he discovered a secret about his fiance and her past. She's telling him not to worry about it.
Yeah, hey, don't worry. Yeah, that's usually how you would be if somebody discovered a secret in your past. Yeah, don't worry about it. No big deal.
So they're engaged, and she was like, you know what? I know that we're engaged now. I feel like I can tell you everything. I just want you to know that I used to be an escort.
Damn, that's a mega one.
She's not ashamed, reckons it helped her grow into who she is today. She also says lots of girls have done sex work in the past. It's totally normal in 2025, and most don't even tell their husbands or boyfriends about it. So,
girls, are you gonna let the girl talk about you guys like that?
You know, and so she's like, hey, you know, I told you.
Yeah.
So I was honest.
That is, I give her props there.
And he says, I keep picturing her with other men, you know, young, old, wealthy, drunk, sometimes multiple guys at once, doing things sexually that they've never done together, and it makes his stomach turn.
I mean, because if you're just hearing about her being an escort, like, you don't even know the sketchy stuff that she's been involved with. That's the scary part to me.
Well, because she's had, you know, so
she's probably forgotten about, like, tons
she'll
of
have
situations.
a few guys, like 3 men.
Right.
They're like, all right, we'll pay you to do this. And so then she'd have to service all 3 men.
In one night.
Yeah.
It'll be like, she's got to go call to call to call.
Well, instead of, you know, she'll just knock out 3, get paid, you know, individually for each one. She can make some good money.
She can. I do give her credit for telling. I think she should have more preferenced it with, hey, I got something I think before we get married that you really should know that might change your mind. Like, she said, hey, I want to tell you something. It's not that big of a deal. And it's like, huh?
Well, let's ask Chris.
That wasn't that big of a deal?
Chris is a progressive guy.
Well, Chris is like, hey, it's in the past. You didn't know me.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't have a crystal ball and saw that we were going to meet.
Right.
You do you.
I'm not going to judge you based on, you know, what you had to do.
So you'd still marry her?
Yeah.
He literally thinks it has nothing to do with him.
It didn't have anything to do with me.
And it's not his business.
That was not my life. I was doing some questionable stuff before, you know.
You weren't selling that ass, though.
I wasn't selling that ass.
You weren't selling those cheeks weren't on Facebook Market.
You were doing questionable, like, drugs or something,
you
know?
Yeah, that's not good.
That's different.
That's not even, but that's how Chris is a nice guy, though. He's gonna give you that benefit.
As far as I know, you weren't Craigslist Chris.
No.
As far as we know.
So you weren't selling cheeks. You weren't selling wiener.
Craigslist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it that big of a deal? 1-855-FU Billy. Chris says not even that big of a deal. I think it is kind of a huge deal.
Listen,
I threw away my ex-wife's prom pictures.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, it was like, I'm that guy. I'm that guy. I'm that guy. And I got no problem saying it.
Women give it away for free all the time. At least this lady got paid.
I don't want it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that makes it better. It might. I've heard that argument before. It's not the worst argument out there, but it's still weird.
It is different.
I just don't know. No offense to escorts. I don't know if I'm wifing one up.
Well,
especially when you don't know about it.
This woman was claiming that a lot of women have done this, been paid.
I don't think that that's fair.
It's so at least she's honest.
Right.
And you know about it. As
most girls have done this.
Marrying the woman and you don't know that she did that.
Like, imagine, so, like, this is a female, and what she's saying is, oh, well, I'm going to tell you something, but you know, it's not that big of a deal because most girls have done this. And it's like, I don't know about that. I don't know if most girls have done this. I know there's a percentage of girls that have, you know, done some kind of sex work. But I would definitely say the healthy majority of most have not.
Probably not.
I maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm often wrong about women.
Oh, let's ask Emilio.
Often.
What do you think, Emilio?
I'm with Derek on this one. I feel like you've done all this stuff, and then when you deny me something, I'm like, well, why am I not special enough to get that? You know?
Well, maybe
That's the
she's
way I
like,
see
well,
it.
you're not paying for
Yeah,
it.
that's an upcharge.
Well, yeah, that's crazy. Then you don't need to be with that girl, man.
Yeah, no, it's different, but it's 2025.
crazy.
Let's go to we'll go to John real quick. What's up, John? Howdy, John. You're also named after a bathroom. Hey, I got to go to the John.
Did he hang up?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Didn't like our banter. Let's go to Jessica.
Hey, yeah, I'm on his side.
Okay,
I
well,
think
that's
it would
nice.
be annoying.
Yeah, that would be really annoying,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, to hear that your girl used to be an escort, like my man has kids, and I think it would be annoying. I think that kids are annoying no matter what. Having an ex that or whatever used to be an escort, no, that's annoying.
So, are you comparing your man having kids to a dude finding out his girl was an escort?
I think she did.
Yeah, I did. Because I mean, I get jealous when I see my fiance's 2 kids.
Oh, I got you. All right. So you get jealous when you see the kids because they're not your kids.
Yes, I looked it up. It's called retroactive jealousy. I don't know. I just don't like that. I just don't like his kids.
Yeah.
Do you not like his kids because they're not your kids, or you
But
just
do you
don't
think
like
that's
kids?
you think that's a fair comparison to compare kids to a woman that used to escort?
I mean, in my situation, yes, but the kids, they're good kids. They haven't done anything. I just don't like that he has kids.
This is like worse than Rebecca syndrome.
I appreciate her honesty, though.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people feel that way.
I'm sure, yeah.
The kids.
Yeah, I know, but
I know, they call
if
them
we're just being honest,
crotch gremlins is what they call them.
that's probably how a lot of people probably secretly feel.
Yeah, I just don't like that he has kids by another woman. So I understand why a guy would have an issue is her past as an escort.
Oh my, they're not the same.
Well, let her cook.
Main character syndrome over here.
I just think girls are just so their spin zones are just the wildest things you've ever heard in your life.
So the kids aren't like doing anything wrong. You
No,
just
they're
don't
just
like
alive.
I mean, he gets them every other weekend, so I mean they're around, and I'm not looking forward to summer because obviously we're going to have them a lot more, and that's annoying too. But like, I don't know. I just think our relationship would be so less stressful if he didn't have kids.
Okay, so you would have a better relationship if he didn't have those kids interfering.
Yeah, and they're also very expensive. I do want to say that I want kids someday. I want my own kids. I want kids that aren't someone else's kids.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting. So
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I mean,
So she's saying like a guy can't be mad at a girl, for being an escort when if he's got kids.
Yeah, that's a new
Like,
one.
so she's saying like girls have to deal with stuff all the time, like a guy having previous children.
Yeah.
So a guy,
he can't bitch.
A guy shouldn't be boo-hooing because his girl used to be an escort. Is that that's what she's saying?
Yeah,
huh?
that's exactly what
Yeah.
she's saying.
Girls are so funny.
Yes.
God, you guys are
It
funny.
doesn't help. His ex is so annoying. I can't even explain how annoying she is. And
Yeah.
when I see her face, I just see his kids, and I can't. It's so annoying. So yeah, I am.
No, it
comparing the
triggers
two.
you.
Yeah,
I'm sure it does to a lot of women.
Maybe you shouldn't be with him then.
Right.
Yeah.
They were there first.
There's a lot of deadbeat dads out there, like guys that
Go find one.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They have kids, but man, they have
That's
nothing
what she
to do
needs
with them.
is
Yeah.
a deadbeat dad.
Right.
Well, I guess she was an escort first, so I don't know. I mean, I just have to live
Don't
with
use
these
my
kids
logic
now, and I don't
against
like
me.
them.
Right. So you don't like the kids, and they've done nothing to you or anything. You just need to be with a man that
Some
doesn't
kids
have kids.
do suck. I mean, we have to acknowledge that. Like, some kids suck. They just do.
Is this the opposite of how dudes? I just read this article about how women don't want to date men that have been red pilled.
Yeah.
Isn't Jessica kind of like the woman version of the red pill?
Mm.
Where she's like, oh, I don't like a man with kids. And
Yeah.
Have you been red pilled?
I think she's just most women.
Yeah.
No, I do want my own kids. I just don't want to raise someone else's kids. And I see her. Yeah. No, it's annoying.
Huh.
I mean,
I'm
it's
not
like that.
faulting her for that.
The girl that said that her ick is dads that are involved.
Yeah.
Remember that girl? The
Yes.
girl that was like, she was like, oh, I hate when I meet a guy and he has kids and he's like involved.
Yeah, and he loves his kids.
She's like, that just gives me the ick. You know? Because people are just like, hey, don't have, I mean, if you're going to have kids, fine, but just don't be like all, interacting with.
What's up, Cadence?
You really need your weekends?
Nah.
How's it going?
Good. What do you got to say?
I feel like you can't turn an HL into a housewife. And that's just me personally. And I've had friends that are sex workers. And I'm like, you go, girl. But personally, I'm like, ew. Like,
Okay, can I ask? So you've had friends that were sex workers that then got in serious relationships. How did those relationships go?
oh, man, they were awful. They all ended horribly. And
Can you give us a was it the insecurities that were brought into the relationship because of what they did in the past? So was it the guy that just couldn't handle the fact of what these women did, or did the women maybe they have emotional issues and so then they bring those emotional issues into the new relationship?
I think so. I mean, my best friend, she was a sex worker, and she's also a stripper. And so some of the dudes that she was with, they were like, oh, right on. Like, some of the guys were cool, but then they ended up turning out, like, super controlling and possessive and, like, jealous. And so...
Well, I did read this article that jealousy, and I don't know if this is true, but let's say, a guy meets a girl, and she's, been with 20 dudes or something. He's going to be way more jealous and controlling, if he's, already an insecure guy, because of that, right? Like that's one of the things that could happen, that the guy could end up being, so the woman has to be very selective and find a guy that is secure, because a lot of guys will become insecure about that. Now, is that on the guy's fault? Probably. They're just mismatched.
Right. I don't know, but I feel like if you've had that like lifestyle and that past before, it's just, I don't know what you're doing trying to be a traditional housewife. I just feel like that don't work out, man. I'm sorry. I had I should
Right. Now, you said you're a good friend. What kind of sex worker was she?
Like OnlyFans and stuff, doing content.
Would she sleep with men for money?
Ooh, I don't know. No, I don't think she has. I don't think she would either.
Okay. You don't think it was a good enough amount of
She's
money?
done some questionable stuff. What was that?
You don't think for the right amount of money, the right amount of, I wish Nard was here, he'd say cheddar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's a price for everything,
Yeah,
I
okay.
think.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Let's go to Jacob. What's up, Jacob?
Hey, what's up, man? Did that girl? Is she still online? The one that said that she don't like kids?
Yeah, I think so. Jessica, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, she hates those kids.
Oh, hey, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, that happened to me before too. I had two baby moms. First one didn't work out. Got with the second one. She was all lovey-dovey with my oldest. Got her pregnant. And I don't know what she started hating my oldest daughter for some reason.
My God.
Wow.
That's all. Yeah, and you gave her own kid too, and she still hated your kid.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's wild. Hang on, Star. Star's calling in 1-855-FU Billy. So this fella found out that his fiance was a sex worker before. She was an escort, so now he's upset. Jessica says she hates kids.
Yeah.
That
Hates
bothers her. We'll get to that next too. Hang on.
Back to the Billy Madison Show.
Yeah, Billy Madison Show. Less than 13 minutes away from a shot at $1,000.
Badass.
Margarita Pour-Off tickets, last chance to win this week.
Badass.
I got that. I'll do that next hour. Also, Nyosa. Plus, we'll throw in one of those limited edition KISS and BMS medals.
Yeah.
So how nice are we?
Those medals are pretty badass.
Let's talk to Star. This dude, he was kind of stressed out because his girl admitted before they're getting married that she was an escort, and she's like, oh, lots of girls did that. Star, did you have a comment?
Yes, because I used to be a cam girl.
Okay.
With my ex-boyfriend, we would make content together.
Sure.
And then with my ex-husband, we would never show our faces. But once I started getting more recognizable tattoos, I had to stop because someone recognized me at a gas station.
Oh, damn. Somebody recognized you from your pornos?
No.
At a gas station.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you did it with your ex-husband and an ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
All right. Which one of those two were bigger?
Definitely the ex-husband. My ex-boyfriend was full Asian and, you know.
Okay. I don't know if that, I know there's stereotypes about all sorts of things, but you're saying that he had a small one.
Yes.
Okay. And your ex-husband had a very large one.
Yes.
Okay. Now, was your boyfriend, which one was first? Your husband or your boyfriend?
The boyfriend was first.
Okay. All right. So that's how you have to do that, right? Otherwise, he would feel pretty bad about himself.
Yeah.
So she just got, you know what I mean? She got an iPhone upgrade. She had the
Yes, she
iPhone
did.
Pro, and then she got the iPhone Pro Plus.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, which one was more fun filming the content with?
I would have to say the boyfriend because he was a lot more adventurous.
Okay.
Being outdoors.
Oh, so he would do stuff outdoors,
Mm-hmm.
out in the woods or just anywhere or what? Just parking lots?
Out in the woods, parking lots, the gyms.
The gym, like in a gym
Yeah.
bathroom?
Yes.
Damn, you guys are some freak-ass freaks. How much money did you make doing these cam videos?
Great question.
At the end of the year, I didn't really make as much as I thought I would, sadly.
All right, maybe like, I don't know, like $5,000, $10,000.
$10,000, I was able to buy a car.
Okay, able to buy a car.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Solid.
I mean, but that's what they say. All these ladies think that this is the gold rush, right?
Yeah.
That it's San Francisco and there's a big gold rush and they're gonna find gold in California, but they don't.
Yeah, no,
You gotta
it's
find that niche.
like anything else, very few.
Star, did you ever think about rating men's wieners? Because I hear that's a big one.
Yeah, that was huge.
Or I don't know. What do your feet look like? I guess men really are into feet.
But even those girls, there's so many of them that they're selling them
saturated.
Yeah, they're selling them for like 50 cents a picture.
50 cents a foot.
Yeah.
Mhm. I'm not into feet, so I don't really do that. But I've had people ask for feet pics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they have a thing called Only Feet.
It's like every girl that does any kind of adult stuff, like they run into the foot guys every time.
Every time. You could rate wieners, though. That is a big market out there.
I wonder if it's still a big market.
I don't know.
It's still a big market. You just got to find the right niche for it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Star. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
appreciate it. I always like talking to girls that did adult work like that.
Well, it's just interesting.
It is. It's very interesting.
How do you get to that point where you
Mhm.
got to do that adult work?
Mm-hmm. Or like, how do you? I mean, just to have the to sack up and do it.
Yeah, to have the balls to do that.
To
put
be
it
like-
all out there.
Yeah.
Throw all that out there.
She's not a Christian!
I got it. Or
My choice! My choice!
Definitely their choice.
My choice!
No doubt.
My choice!
Okay, you can stop yelling at me.
My choice! My
I get it.
Yeah, she was yelling at you.
I know.
You know how there was a big Easter day?
It was. Well, that's what I hear anyways.
Well, this ex-girlfriend sends poisoned Easter eggs to former boyfriend's new family, killing boy 7 and leaving 2 others critical in the hospital.
I mean, pack up all your. I mean, you are going straight to hell. Easter.
Yeah, this
poisoning
woman
people.
has been arrested in Brazil on suspicion of poisoning Easter eggs
Mhm.
and then sending them to her ex-boyfriend's new family,
Crazy.
allegedly causing the death of a boy.
I mean,
the eggs were delivered on Wednesday to her ex's new partner.
Yeah.
Who then shared them with her kids.
Yep.
They were brought to her home by a motorcycle courier, reportedly accompanied with a note that read, "With love to Miriam, Happy Easter."
Wow.
Well, one of the kids, I think he's like 7 or something, had one of those eggs, died.
That's so sad.
All because she just didn't like that her boyfriend had moved on.
That's it. I mean, that's literally the only reason.
There's so many dudes on the planet, ma'am. You could find another guy.
Yeah, but that's not how girls think. They don't think, oh, a lot of dudes around. No. They think, oh, you're going to leave me and move on with your life, even though I wasn't ready for you to? I'll show you. That's how they think.
Did you see the story where this woman said that, her mom had been sleeping with her husband for 22 years? Remember we read that story?
Yeah.
And then she fathered brothers?
Yep.
Well, they're saying that this betrayal cut even deeper.
Oh, even deeper than they've already exposed?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty deep what happened.
As her mom passed off what she believed to be her siblings, right?
Yeah.
She had no idea that her husband that she was living with for 22 years was the father of her siblings.
No clue.
No clue.
I mean, now, did her mom have a husband? Or was she just dirty? I don't know.
It looks like the mom had a husband.
Okay.
And so the dad is still with the mom. The dad is 63 and the mom is 60.
That makes sense because, like, when you get to a certain age, I think it's...
And they have been married for 43 years.
Yeah.
And the mom was cheating.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that the dad was still in the house.
Dad's still... No, he's still in the house. They're still married.
Yeah, they're going to stay together, by the way. That was the update, so they plan to stay together.
Dad didn't care as much as everybody else did.
No.
Which is God.
Cheaper to keep her is what he said.
The things that low T does to a man is insane.
We got to get some exercise. You got to lift some weights.
Something. Go get the shot. I mean, because testosterone leaving our bodies is killing us as men.
Because this guy is
This guy is, like, cool with it.
He's going to stay with his wife.
Like, in what world?
Popped out a bunch of babies that aren't his. Not only that, but he's going to stay with his wife who is cheating with his daughter's husband.
And he's like, you know what? We got this house.
There's worse things out there.
Yeah. I got my lawn just how I like it. Or whatever it is.
Well, he's 63. He probably thinks he can't find anybody else. He's been married for 43 years. There's going to be some bumps in the road.
Yep. That'll be something she has to answer to, not so much me. I don't know. I don't know how they look at it. I guess I'll be able to, maybe if I got, Lord willing, get to that age and I could then report back and be like, oh, no, this is what it's like being a man at that age.
Yeah.
You don't care.
I mean, your testosterone drops
It
every
does.
year.
That's
after
just science.
I don't know, 30 years old or something.
Right. That's why these places that do testosterone replacement have become so big.
Yeah, Game Day Men's Health.
Yeah, those guys are badass.
All right, I got to take a quick break. We got $1,000 in minutes. Hang on.
to the Billy Madison Show. 1-855-FU-BILLY.
Yeah, it's Billy Madison Show. We got another shot at $1,000, obviously later today on the station. But tomorrow morning, you have 2 shots again. Margarita pour-off tickets this hour, Nyosa. Let's see, what else? I'll do the news as well. I mean, if you care. There's some big stories in the news.
Pretty big. I mean, the Pope. And stuff,
yeah, the Pope passed away.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this dude was talking to his woman, and his woman, I guess, had, obviously had previous relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about how this woman, she was like, hey, before I truly commit to you, I need to go sleep with another guy, because she'd only slept with one dude. It was the first guy that she hooked up with. She's like, I can't get with you if you've been the only guy that I hooked up with.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Say again what you just said.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was talking about my first boyfriend and how I had a sit down with him. This is the guy that I lost my virginity to, and was like, yeah, if you want to be serious with me, I need a weekend where I can go have sex with someone else so that I don't cheat on you.
Wow, so I don't
So I
cheat.
don't-
But you...
Because she was
Wait a
worried.
minute.
Yeah, she was worried because she had, only been with that guy, and she was worried that if she married him, that she would end up cheating on him because she wants to know what it's like to be with other men. She just wants to say that she knows what that's like.
When we get married, because I'm always going to wonder what it's like with someone else.
Is that true? I mean, do women just start wondering? Let's say, you only been with one guy and you're like, man, I really wonder what it's like. Is that something that really gnaws at you? Really eats at you?
I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe it does.
Is that something that really gets under your nail? Like, gosh, I've only had one of these wieners.
Yeah, I believe for some, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
I mean, there's wieners of all different shapes, sizes. I mean,
Yeah, look at them in a book or something.
I mean, if a guy would probably not want to just be with one girl. you
Why?
know?
If
Well,
she's
I
a
mean,
nice
for his
girl.
whole life, I mean, never experience another girl at all.
What did I say? A man who controls his lust controls his destiny.
I mean, that is true. Lust is
You know what lust
awful
gets in the
thing.
way of?
Everything.
Lust gets in the way of success.
It does. You're right about that.
So if you can control that, then you can control your life. You
Those are
can
words of
control
wisdom.
the outcome of your life.
You really can. Lust is a problem.
It is. That's
mean-
why they say it's one of the deadly sins.
Yeah. Lust has people, ruin their careers.
All because of lust.
Right. Yeah, that is true. I mean, how many guys have lost their job for, sleeping with somebody at their job or
They're
lusting
married.
out- Yeah,
They're
yeah.
out there cheating. Right.
Right.
I'm not saying it's, easy.
No. That's why. Yeah, I think that's why the Bible talks about it, too, is that it is hard.
What's up, JR? Or is it Junior?
What's going on, Billy? Yeah, I want to comment on that chick who said she wants to cheat before she gets married. See,
Yeah.
I was in a similar situation. I was with my girl for my baby mama for 12 years, and sure enough, we were gonna go get married, and she asked that, and I was real skeptical about it. I was like, nah. So the next day before getting married, I looked her in her eye, and sure enough, she already had went to go do that, and I called it off. And I left her right.
What? So you had a baby mama and she'd only ever been with you.
Yes, sir.
And you guys were going to go get married. And she had a talk with you saying, hey, I've never been with anybody else. So before we
with her
get
for
married, she
everything.
wanted to go get humped by somebody else.
Basically, get out of her system. Yep.
Get it? Why? What's in the system? I don't.
Wow.
Got to get it out of the system.
Joe, I tried to ask her, try to find that out.
You don't
too.
want her coming
So
into
we're
the
gonna-
marriage with that in her system.
But no, that's the thing. I never put the ring on her finger. I left her there at the altar.
Oh,
left
I
her there.
bet. They're acting like that thing's a diesel truck, a
Because
diesel
that ain't
engine.
going to go away.
Man,
It'll eat at
diesel
you.
ain't even
Yeah.
broke in till it's got 150,000 miles.
If
No,
you go into a marriage or something and there's already something on your mind, it's only going to fester.
Yep.
Yep. And it's gonna just never do it even.
Did she want to get married to you? I mean, did she hump the guy, and then decide, no, you know what? That really wasn't worth it. So now let me go back to Junior and let's get married.
Oh yeah, no, she did it. She did it. Got out of her system, and when she did that, I got her out of my life right after that.
Yeah. I believe it. That's awful.
Girls are crazy nowadays.
That's silly
That's a
talk.
wild ass thing that people go through.
I got to get that out of my system.
I couldn't imagine. You know what I mean? You propose to a girl, and the girl's like, "Yeah, I want to marry you."
Like, yeah, put
She's
that
like,
on
"Yo,
ice.
I just need to get one more D out of my system. What?
How did he take that?
Not very well. I mean, he still like stayed with me. He just like, I guess, didn't understand. Because my idea was, I'm going to go, I'm going to have sex with someone else. I'm going to come back and be like, it's different with you. I think you're the one. And he wouldn't let me have that experience.
Yeah, he wouldn't let her have that experience. So she's like, let me go have sex with this other guy, and that'll make me realize that you are the one.
Yeah.
You told him that in order to not cheat on him long term, you needed to cheat on him short term.
No, wouldn't be cheating because he'd give me permission.
Okay.
No, she put him in a no-win situation.
Yeah.
I'm going to cheat on you now to prevent me cheating on you later. So do you want me to cheat on you now, or do you want me to cheat on you later, is what she presented him with.
But if you know about it, then it's not cheating, is how she looks
You
at it.
never understood why he was confused?
No, but you like pointing it out to me now. I get that. Like drawing the parallels, it's kind of like I either cheat now or I cheat later. There wasn't like a no cheating clause. So
that sucks.
Yeah, there was no. He was gonna
I would
get
love
cheated
a no
on.
cheating clause.
He was gonna get cheated on no matter what. She's like, all right, here's the deal. I'm gonna cheat on you now, so I don't cheat on you later.
Yeah.
That way, I don't feel bad, and if I let you know, then that's not cheating. But he's like, no, you're cheating, and I just have to accept that you want to cheat, and I have to accept that you're gonna cheat now. And there's a chance that she could have went and cheated and not come back.
Yeah, absolutely. I just don't know how you break her from that. Like, I just feel like, man, that's a person that in 5 years of being married, the same thing's gonna happen. Like, where she's gonna be, all right, I need to get out of the house.
So, well, because here's the thing. You just don't eat one French fry.
No. If you can't
don't
learn to
eat
be
two
with
French
one
fries.
If you can't learn to be with one person and put all that other stuff out of your mind, if you let that stuff in your mind, it's gonna drive you nuts. And you're gonna have the FOMO, the fear of missing out. And it's gonna, it'll take over. That's why you gotta be you gotta have a strong mentality. You gotta not even think about stuff like that.
This woman said, that's why in my 20s, I just had as many D as I could. I just got by the time I got to my 30s, I was tired.
There is something to that a little bit. I don't know about the way this woman describes it, to where when she got to her 30s, she was just tired, as if she was like Forrest Gump's wife. You know how she just like came back to Forrest when she got tired?
Yeah.
Of all the, sex and love and all that, whatever she was doing. Jenny just got tired and wanted to come back to the,
something comfortable.
Yeah. And then eventually, that's, I don't know. There is something to getting, wore out, but God, it just doesn't feel great marrying.
Doesn't sound good.
Yeah,
No.
but she'll be faithful.
But it's funny, though, like when girls talk and like their husbands will be in the room, they'll be like, yeah, that's why before I met Brett, I bleeped as many bleeps as I could get my hands on. That way I wouldn't ever want to do that. And Brett's just like,
is this something?
Give me another beer.
Is this something that women deal with? Do women worry? Because you know how men are like, oh, this is going to be the last piece I get.
And they're like, man, have I had enough?
And so women have that same feeling where, no, this is going to be the last
I don't
wiener.
like that. I don't like when men or women are the same.
I need honesty. Can I get some of that? Can we get a big bag of honesty? I want to hear from women that are like, yeah, we think about that too. I don't want that to be the last D.
I just loved it when we were so different.
1-855-FU-Billy.
But it's now like women want the same thing.
I think they always have. They were just different about it.
They weren't as vocal.
Yeah,
I feel like this is new. I don't feel like they always were. I don't feel like
You
women
don't feel like your grandma was
I don't
like,
feel like
oh,
women
this
always
is
wanted what men wanted. I feel like women are like, that's men.
I mean, look at the Titanic.
Yeah. What about
she wanted that other D.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
that
her
girl.
husband's D.
Right. I mean, that girl was in a bad situation. I mean, that girl also.
Well,
it was
Rose
it
rhymes
was,
with hose.
It was also a made up. It was a made up story.
It was. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Oh, that didn't
So
happen?
like, girls were
I
like,
thought the Titanic happened.
I bet if a real Rose was there, she'd be like, I'm not going to sleep with. I don't care how good looking the kid is in third class. I'm not going down there. I got this dude that just gave me the heart of the freaking ocean. Yeah, let me go downstairs and rough it with them. I don't think that would ever happen in real life.
Plus
I think
the dude
that's
was
why it
cutting
was
her
a
meat for
movie.
her.
It was a fantasy.
Yeah, but he was smacking her up, too. That wasn't very nice.
I think, I don't want to speak for him. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that heart of ocean.
I get it. He didn't
that-
smack her until she cheated. I get it.
The heart of the ocean was really big, Billy.
It was.
It was a really big, expensive. I mean, it was an insane necklace.
And it was rude for Rose that she threw that out when she could have set up all her grandkids for generational wealth.
Yeah.
So that was pretty rude that she just threw that in there for some dude in
just to try
third
to hide
class.
what a hoe she was. Be like, oh, whoopsie.
1-855-FU Billy. I really want to hear from women. I don't know if they'll be honest. I don't know. Maybe they have the day off.
What's the question?
The question is, so you know when a dude gets married?
Yeah.
You always hear the guys go, oh, this is the last one, and all your buddies crack on you because, oh,
Yes.
this is the last one.
Man, enjoy it. I hope you got a good one. This is all you're ever going to have again.
Yep.
And I
That
wonder
is something that guys talk about.
if women do, oh, this is the last winner, better be a big
Oh,
one.
my God. I would love to know that.
Better be a
I
big
would
one.
love to. Ladies,
You want
1-855-FU
that?
Billy.
That's the last one you want, huh?
Do you girls, does your bridesmaids, do you girls talk about that?
His name's Clark. It can't be good.
Do you guys joke, like, as you're getting ready? Like, oh, girl, it's the last wiener you're ever going to have. I would leave. I would leave the wedding. I would just drive off. God, that's awful to think of. I hope girls are not like that. But, man, it'd be really funny if you guys are. I'm not going to lie.
That's why I
that
want
would
the
make
calls.
me laugh.
It would be a good Monday.
If girls are like, yeah, that's what we talk about. We make fun of it like, oh, it's the last weenie you're ever going to get, girl.
Better be a cute one.
Yeah. Bachelor parties have weenie necklaces and stuff like that.
Right.
Of course it's on their mind.
You're right about that's a good point. That's a
No,
good point,
but
Chris.
I can't.
Why
don't
are
want
they all
to.
celebrating that? Because
Yeah.
they're like, hey, this is the last weenie you're ever going to have.
Weenie cupcakes.
Uh-huh.
Weenie candles.
And they're all different weenies.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for women. That's
Yeah.
why it's better if they are just honest and they call in. They're like, yes, we think about this.
Yeah, I mean,
This
does
is how-
everybody have Easter Monday off or what?
This is how we
Mostly,
imagine
yeah.
it, though, is that's not even on your mind. You're thinking
No.
about, is my hair going to look nice
I don't
on
think
the wedding
about
day?
girls like that.
How's my makeup? Is my dress pretty? Are the flowers nice?
Yeah.
They're worried about that stuff. Are your bridesmaids really saying, hey, is this the last wiener? Are you going to be able to do that? Or as one woman just said, well, we never worry about that because it's never the last wiener.
Okay, that's stupid. That's stupid as hell.
We don't think about that because we know that's not the last wiener.
I imagine women are like this, though, because growing up, I was around my mom a lot, and she worked in a salon with nothing but girls. And the amount of wiener that they would talk about in that salon is offensive.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I'm offended.
It was offensive. It was like how you imagine bros talking, but it was women. And they are descriptive, and they
Well,
are judgmental
This
about
Stevie
wieners,
woman
like
says
you wouldn't believe.
She went to the judge, signed papers, and then went fishing.
Went fishing?
Yeah.
Oh, for her wedding? Yeah, that's the thing is people aren't having, like, traditional weddings anymore, too, so.
This person says, I signed papers and then got high.
Okay. So they're not sitting there like, oh, joking, this is going to be the last weenie you ever get, girl.
Yes.
That's nice to know.
This woman says, I agree with that last lady, that, we know it's not going to be the last one.
Okay, damn it.
So they don't worry about it.
So they don't joke like that because they're like, oh, this ain't going to be the last weenie you ever have, girl.
Yeah.
But you're right, though. Guys do. That is the thing, though, that guys say. Oh, it's the
Yeah.
last piece you're ever going to get.
This woman, she goes,
So guys have the idea about being more faithful than girls do.
Yeah, this woman, she said, I had talked with my mom, and my mom, she was like, hey, this is the last, ding dong or wiener or whatever. And the mom said, you know what? Don't worry about that. Just be smart and don't get caught.
Okay.
You're going to cheat. Be smart about it.
Wow. Women rock. How
Be
cool are
smart.
women?
They're pretty cool.
I'm so glad we put them up on a pedestal.
Yeah, big pedestal.
And we strive to get them big giant rings for their finger.
Yeah.
That
White
are,
dresses.
send us into severe debt. Because look at the princesses they are.
What bride should really
Yeah,
wear
Lucy
white?
says, so I know it's not the last one.
Okay, cool.
She's in the chat. This girl says, well, accidents happen.
Cool. Why? We're so stupid. As
Oh.
dudes, we're so stupid.
Yeah.
All
Why
right.
do we even do marriage?
I got Margarita Pour-Off
Morons.
tickets, Nyosa tickets, next.
1-855-FU-BILLY. Back to the Billy Madison Show.
What's up, Billy Madison Show? Hopefully going to have an update on our buddy Nard. All we can do is guess as to why he needed another surgery today. He had a surgery yesterday.
Yep. Back in the hospital, I know there were some people that saw the update over the weekend. He got out on Friday. He ended up going right back in, basically.
Yeah, that night.
That night, he ended up calling, which I was proud of him, called 911. Ambulance came, took him down to a much better hospital where he's being, taken care of.
Yeah,
But he had to have surgery over the weekend.
They went down his throat to do the surgery, endoscopic or whatever it's called. So they did that.
Oh, they didn't cut him open?
They did not cut him open.
Oh,
they just went down his throat. That's why I told him.
That's still surgery? All right.
It is surgery because from what I could get out of Nard, and it's tough.
It is tough.
Because, you'll talk to Nard and all of a sudden.
Yeah, you'll talk to him for 40 minutes and not get anything.
Not have a clue what happened. But so they went down his throat.
Because he talks like they're doing experiments on him.
He talks like he's E.T.
He talks like there's a conspiracy, is how he talks. Like the people that are coming in to see him are like not real doctors.
He's getting probed.
And I should have known something because when I picked Nard up from the hospital that he escaped out of on Friday, he was talking about like hallucinations.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
He told me about that he was seeing spirits and different things, and he had.
And then I'm like, oh man, was the Rainbow Bridge coming to get him or something, or what?
I think
and then we interrupted it.
It can happen where you can have a Some people,
I
when
think he
they're
was
on
getting
certain
jacked up on them narcos
medications, they can have hallucinations. That is something.
Right.
So, but there's something I still don't know if they took a gallstone out.
I don't know
because
either.
he said that they did the throat surgery.
Yeah.
They went down his throat and they were gonna flush something out, and one of
What
his
they were going to
bile
flush out,
ducts-
I have no idea.
We don't know. So I don't know if there's dead tissue on his pancreas that they're trying to remove that.
Yep.
Hopefully they're not messing with that. But he's got yellow eyes. He's had yellow eyes for a while, so he could have chronic liver disease. We don't know.
It's very tricky because, like most people that are in situations like this, like let's say you had a coworker or a friend, what you would do is you would talk to that person's family, and they would tell you like, "Oh, this is what's going on. This is what's going on." But Nard doesn't have any of that.
Well, and he hasn't put us down because he didn't know he had to put us down is for HIPAA so that we can talk to the doctors.
He put us down. He put me down for the contact that they call if he dies.
Well, we need more than that.
Yeah, I know. I was like, well, that doesn't really help us, like, ensure,
So he is getting a surgery, and I'll say this. I mean, he looks better.
He sounds. We talked to him earlier in the show. I FaceTimed him on one of our breaks, and he sounded great.
He was about to get a bath, he said, from a very strong woman.
He's making fun of people. Like that's Nard.
He wanted to be able to request somebody more attractive to give him a bath.
Cracks me up when I meet people, especially like now, and they're like, "Man, you guys are just so mean to Nard." And I'm like, if you only knew how mean Nard was, you would say none of this.
Yeah, Nard has been way meaner to us.
Yeah,
and we have been
Chris
so nice to him.
experiences it firsthand.
Yeah,
he's a meanie pants.
He's
a villain.
Mr. Meanie Pants.
He's a bully and a
you
villain.
You should hear the way he makes fun of his nurses and doctors.
That's rude.
No, it's funny. But I'm just saying for people out there that, are like, oh, man, you guys are always so mean to Nard. Maybe, but I feel like I'm just trying to balance him out.
Look, what we are is like a bunch of brothers in here.
We are.
And, yeah, we razz each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what you do.
But, also, Billy's been his dad. I mean, Billy's been all over his medical care.
Just try. I was trying to
get the best. I've been his mom. I've been cleaning his house,
cleaning his balls,
taking care of cleaning his balls, taking care of his dog, doing what moms do. I haven't really been involved in the medical stuff because that's just above me. I'm just a housewife.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm just a mom.
Wow, I can't.
I gotta
help
pick
him.
up the mail and stuff.
I can't help him. Well, you're taking care of his dog.
Yeah, I'm taking care of his house.
So you're doing a lot more than most people would ever do.
No, it's a pain in the ass. And I really don't want to do it. But who else is going to do it?
I mean, but you love your buddy.
I do love him. And, I mean, I would never burden him the way he burdens me, but, you know, it is what it is.
It is, you know, it's a bit of a burden. But we'll
A
give
bit?
you, hopefully
A bit?
we'll have.
A bit?
He told us today that he needs to have 2 more surgeries.
Yeah.
So I can't even guess. I don't know if they cut him open today. I know nothing.
I don't know if they found something.
Right.
I mean, there could be something seriously wrong right now. And I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm sure they did when they did the
They
down
obviously
the
there
throat.
was
They
something
did a
else.
biopsy with
Yeah.
whatever they found. So I mean, we're hoping for it's nothing. Hopefully but it's something.
It's something.
So
Something's
just
not right.
keep him in your prayers and all that.
No doubt.
Because he is our special buddy.
He did sound better today. That's the only thing that gives me a little hope.
Let's see here.
But like you said, it was because they cleared that blockage, so now he can breathe. Because
can
the problem
breathe.
was he couldn't breathe. Literally couldn't breathe.
And a gallstone will do that. It'll make it difficult to breathe. It'll feel because
Yeah.
it's putting a lot of pressure on the other organs or something. At least that's what I read.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Googling this like any other person does.
Right.
And
Google
then-
does have some good info, though.
They do. They do.
They get a bad rap, but, some info on there is real.
So this woman says there are 3 things that she has to offer a man and why you should pick her.
Okay.
I know everybody's like, oh, she's just a pick-me. But I'm telling you, the pick-me's get picked first.
They do.
So,
Because, if they're a pick-me, I mean...
you can make fun of them.
Yeah.
You can say, oh, my gosh, that girl's a pick-me and all that. Sure. Guess what? She's getting picked. You know why? Because she's telling you what she has to offer.
And she's like, I'm not playing anymore. I'm just gonna do what it takes.
The difference, we read a story about this woman and what she wanted the man to have.
Mm-hmm.
Pick-me's are telling you
what they bring,
what they're bringing to the table.
They're not saying, hey, this is for this guy or that guy. They're saying, here's what I'm bringing to the
Hot
table.
take,
Yeah.
pick-me's are the best for a reason.
And this could go either way. Ladies, you should be looking for a guy that's a pick-me.
Yeah. He's telling you what he has to offer.
The thing is, though, some ladies hate that, though. They don't want their man to be such a bitch like that.
Could you get bamboozled and could she say, make all these promises
She
and then
could.
not follow through? Sure.
It happens.
But listen
That's
to
why
what
you got to use your, you know what I mean? You got to, I don't know, do whatever you can to try to determine if she's real or not.
you gotta really be good with your pick-me picker.
Yep. Because some of them are bluffing.
Or some of them could mean it.
I believe some of them mean it. 100%.
My hot take is
What?
that a pick-me is the best pick.
Oh, yeah. I agree. Or just a woman that, pursues you as a guy.
Listen to what she says.
3 reasons why I should be your girlfriend. I will cook and clean for you. All the time. Every day.
Okay. I mean, Derek, that's what you're looking for.
Hell yeah.
A woman that cooks for you as you're providing
it.
a nice lifestyle for her, a nice place to live.
That's it.
2, I am loyal and supportive.
Oh,
Okay.
my God. Marry me
Food,
if I wasn't already married.
Loyalty.
Yeah.
Food, loyalty. I mean, she's talking to every man. Here's
She's not
another
talking
thing.
to you.
She knows every man what
You don't
every
give a
man
damn
wants.
about that food part. You don't give a damn.
No, but
Nope.
I know I'm getting fed somehow.
Right.
Right? So I
But
don't
it
hate
could be
it.
by you. You don't care.
I don't just here's the difference. I don't expect a woman to have to clean and cook. I don't expect that because I grew up and I was the cooker and the cleaner.
Yeah.
So I've been cooking and cleaning since
Some
I
would
was
say
a
you're
small
anti
child.
anybody cooking in the house.
I just don't like how it makes the house smell.
Yep.
So it's not my favorite.
He thinks cooking ruins homes.
I think it makes the house smell nasty.
Gets in the walls.
And then it gets in the trash too, and now you got
He
an
acts like
ugly ass
it's
trash
cigarette
bag.
smoke.
It kind of is. For me, it is.
And he'll just be like, no, this was just lasagna.
And then it spills everywhere, and you'll find that it's on the lights, and you never check the lights, and now all of a sudden
Never.
you're like, oh, damn, I didn't even know Sketty was on the lights.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I do think it feels like cigarettes.
It does. That's how you treat it. You're like, damn, hey, has this house been cooked in before? What the hell?
I would rather
That's why
come
he
home.
bought. He literally. I have no ability to buy 2 homes. Both homes, neither one of them were ever cooked in before.
Yeah. I didn't want that. I bought fake pots that you don't use and hung them.
Expensive ones. They look great.
Yeah, I gave those
But
away.
they belonged in like Ratatouille.
I gave them away because I was like, we don't need those. I don't even want.
Well, your look changes, like the aesthetic of decor.
I agree.
Yeah,
and
it changes, and it changes rapidly.
The loyalty and support.
Yeah,
that's badass.
That one, okay.
It's not.
Clocked
That's
in.
not going to make the house smell.
No, that's just good old fashioned. What I'm looking for.
And the final thing that she has.
Okay.
Very supportive and loyal. 3, I will give you every day. Whenever you want it.
Man.
Okay.
Why is this
so
girl
this
on
woman
the shelf?
just says she's the perfect woman?
Yeah. Why is she on the shelf?
I don't know.
Right? How is she on the shelf? And then you got some woman that will never give you mouth cuddles.
Yeah.
She's all wifed up. You know how many dudes have called and been like, yeah, I knew she didn't like that and I married her.
I don't want to be dramatic, but I think this woman could have she could have HIV and still get taken off the shelf.
Well, that's crazy.
But if she really was those 3 things, I mean, I just don't know how she would be left on the shelf at all. I think she could have it all.
I mean, but she nails.
Are we really that easy as dudes, though?
That's it. There's 3 things. That's it. That's all. And you could add one more thing.
Has a woman
peace and quiet?
Has a man? Has he ever left a woman that's done those 3 things? I just don't think so.
Now,
I think he stays married to that woman for eternity.
He does, but he stays married to her if he reciprocates that energy. You can't just get those 3 things, and then she's giving you those 3 things, and then you don't do anything. So you need to reciprocate. So as a man, if you were a pick-me as a man, the list might be a little longer, but you need to say that you will go downtown as long as needed. In fact, you will get oxygen if you need it.
Yeah.
Right? So that you have no problem going downtown. You don't think that's simp behavior.
Yep.
What else does a woman want? A man that helps out around the house.
Yeah.
A man that listens to her day, right? Actually pays attention to her stories, no matter how awful her stories are.
Oh, my God, they just take forever.
Yeah, they add a lot of unnecessary fat into their stories.
And it's a nothing story.
And I think, another thing, a man will say, I will stay with you no matter how big you get. I think that's another. I think those are the things that maybe a woman is looking for. A man, he'll accept you no matter what.
A woman says, hey, will you stay with me no matter how big I get?
Well, that Pierce Brosnan guy or whatever his name is, the former James Bond, he stayed with his woman no matter how big she got, and women are swooning for him. He's in the new show Mobland.
I know, but I noticed that you only have one man you can reference that's done that in history.
There's another one. I don't remember his name. Another guy that was really good about that.
Convenient.
Let me give away some tickets right now. I need 3 contestants. The number 1 and number 2, you're gonna win.
Oh my God! Just one loser again?
Only one loser.
Damn it!
But this is how it's gonna work. So if you're first, you get to pick between Nyosa and Margarita Poroff.
Mm-hmm.
So you get first picks, and then second place you'll get whatever they didn't want.
Yeah.
Third place you get nothing. You get absolutely nothing.
Okay, that sucks.
So 1-855 FU Billy.
And this new rule where you get a point taken away for getting it wrong has just been, oh my God, it's been brutal.
Yeah.
It's made the game interesting, though. It's very strategic now.
It is strategic.
Chris is falling back on answering.
Yeah.
He has. He hasn't won.
Smart.
It's a strategy. I've won.
When'd you win?
Last week.
You did.
I lost like every day last week.
Well, let's go to John
I've been
first.
exposed for only being able to beat Nard.
What's up, John?
Yes.
Who would you like to pick, Chris, Derek, or Goof?
I'll take Chris.
All right, pick Chris.
Smart.
Adam, do you want Goof or Derek?
Yeah. Derek.
Derek.
All right, Adam.
And Justin.
What's up, brother?
Man, you called just in time.
Yep. You got Goof, who I think he won every day last week.
He won a lot.
Goof wins a lot, yeah.
He won a lot. So let's kick this off.
He's got his
See what happens when he gets his own mic?
Yeah, exactly.
Just becomes a winner.
Now, listen to this again. First place gets to pick their prize. Second place gets whatever first place doesn't want. And third place gets nothing. You get nothing, sir. Good day.
I hate this.
All right, let's get it going. All right, let's start off with this is a softball.
You say that.
This is easy, true or false.
I mean, are they ever
This
hard?
is questions to build your knowledge.
All right.
All right. The ocean is salty.
Derek.
Yeah, Derek.
Well, that's true, Bill.
That is true.
Yeah, 100%.
It's on the board.
Put me on the board.
Penguins can't fly.
Chris.
I heard goof.
False.
That is false. The earth is round.
Derek.
Yeah, Derek.
That's true.
That is true. Seeds grow into plants.
Goof.
Oh,
Yes,
I don't
goof.
know
True.
that one.
That's
What
true.
the hell's going on here?
I don't know that one.
You getting blown out, dog.
Are these
I
real
didn't know they grew
questions?
into the ground. I don't know what the seeds do.
All insects have 6 legs.
Derek.
Chris.
Yes, Derek.
That's false.
Chris.
It's Chris.
That's true.
That is true.
Is that like a standard? You got to have 6 legs? All right.
To be an insect, you do.
Yeah. Insects have. Yeah.
Otherwise, an arachnid, what do they have, 8 or something like that?
yeah,
I have no
Okay.
idea.
And then, centipedes, I guess, then millipedes.
So minimum, you have to have 6.
You got to have 6.
Yeah.
So
That's
if I
why
find,
Nard.
if I find an ant with 4 legs, you're not even an insect.
Oh, somebody took those legs. Well, Nard was born with 6 legs. So he was an insect. They removed him, though.
Nard would
explains
be
a
a
lot.
menace with 6 legs.
He would.
He'd be in jail.
All right.
Why, I don't know.
The sun is a giant ball of fire.
Yeah.
Goof.
Yes, Goof. Derek just laughed and didn't say his name.
Yeah, because I have no idea.
True.
It is true. What's
All
the
right.
score?
I've got 3, and Chris and Derek got 1.
Okay. Apples grow on vines.
Chris.
Chris.
That's false.
That is false.
Give him all the easy ones.
All butterflies are colorful.
Derek.
Yeah, Derek.
That's false.
Goof.
Damn it.
Yes, Goof.
That's true.
That's
There's
true.
none that are like just black.
Nope. I think
All
they're
right.
called moths.
All right. Gotta
Do
be fruity
all
to be a butterfly.
cars? You're right. All cars have 4 wheels.
Derek.
Chris.
Yes, Derek.
That's false.
Goof.
Damn it.
Yes, Goof.
That's true.
That's true. That's why it's called a car.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Otherwise, it'd be a tricycle.
Appreciate it.
It could be a dually, but that's a truck.
Well, it has a minimum of 4 wheels.
A
Yeah, that's
cat
like an insect.
is a type of fish.
Chris.
Yes, Chris.
False.
That is false. Does water flow uphill?
Derek.
Yes, Derek.
That's true.
Goof.
Damn it.
That's false.
False.
There's nowhere where it's like it's got a lot of steam.
No.
It's like coming down a mountain and then goes up a little mountain. All right. It's just got a lot of momentum.
All birds have wings.
That's false, Derek. False.
Chris.
All right.
Chris. It's true.
This is
Grass
ridiculous.
is green.
Chris.
Derek.
Yes, Chris.
True.
That is true.
That's false.
Dogs are the only ones that bark.
Derek.
Yeah, Derek.
That's true.
That is true.
Oh, there you go.
Thanks. What am I, -4?
The sunlight
-2.
also comes out at night.
Derek.
Yeah, Derek.
That's true.
Chris.
Goof.
All right. Well,
False.
That's Chris.
it's never came out
It's
at
false.
night. It doesn't seep over.
Back
Books
at
are made
-3.
of paper.
Derek.
Goof.
Yes, Derek.
No, it's false. It's
Goof.
papayas.
Papayas.
Yes, goof.
True.
That's true.
What about the metal books?
Clouds float in the sky.
Derek.
Yes, Derek.
That's false.
Chris. That'd
Yes,
be
Chris.
true.
That is true. What's the score?
It's tied between me and Chris with 7. Derek's got -4.
Trees have leaves.
Derek.
Yes,
That's
Derek.
false.
No, that's true. Rocks are soft.
Derek.
Yeah, Derek.
That's true.
Chris.
Chris.
False.
That's false. What's the score?
-6 for Derek, and Chris has got 8. I've got 7.
Elephants can kind of fly.
Derek.
Yes,
That's
Derek.
true.
Chris.
Yes, Chris.
False.
That is false. So that
Good
means
job, Derek. Yeah.
Chris won. John, do you want Margarita Poroff or Nyosa?
If this was golf, I would have beat your ass.
Yep.
What would you like?
Take Nyosa.
All right, awesome. So that means Justin, you got Margarita Poroff tickets. And unfortunately, Adam, Derek lost real bad.
Sorry, Adam.
We got the
high
news
score.
next.
It's time.
Now it is our job to report the news.
The big-ass giant world news.
The revolution will be broadcast.
On the Billy Madison Show.
As we brought up earlier today, the Pope has passed away.
Right, on Easter Monday.
Was he 88 years
88
old?
is what I believe I saw.
Yeah.
88 years old.
Yeah.
So, that's a sad day.
Yep.
WrestleMania was this past weekend, and by all reports, people were extremely disappointed in WrestleMania, calling it one of the worst.
Yeah.
Sure, there were highlights, there were great moments, but...
Don't they say that every year, though?
No, last year they said it was
last year was
phenomenal.
deemed the greatest.
Really?
The greatest 5 minutes of
I thought that
sports
too,
entertainment.
To be honest with you, Chris, like I felt like, because I was seeing the same thing, and
Yeah,
I only watch WrestleMania.
Yeah, me too.
And so it's hard for me to judge if something's good or not, but the overwhelming, online was, this was the worst it's ever been.
John Cena can't wrestle. He's old. He looks slow.
Yep.
There was no way. There was just so many spots in this WrestleMania that just kind of leave you scratching your head. Like, I know that it's, sports entertainment. It's fake.
You just don't understand where the storyline is.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It started off bad with the World Heavyweight Championship match.
Well, apparently it started off bad Hall of Fame weekend or Hall of Fame, induction when they had Triple H come in and his speech ran an hour and 11 minutes or something like that.
Very long speech.
Right.
Very
It was the longest Hall of Fame speech in history.
Yeah. Maybe he was trying to make history.
Well, the last WrestleMania that said was bad was 9, and that was also in Vegas, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's a curse.
Yeah, maybe.
Vegas
Vegas, it was packed, though, both nights. They know how to fill up a place.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Fans left baffled as WWE star Rhea Ripley accepts weird request from fan ahead of WrestleMania. I guess a fan wanted her to sign adoption papers, making her his new mommy.
Okay.
Because she goes by mommy.
Yeah.
That's pretty
mommy's
funny.
always on top. Unless it was WrestleMania, as she didn't win the championship in her triple threat, the three-way that she had.
Yeah.
They don't like to be referred to as a three-way, so it was a triple threat.
I kept calling it a three-way.
Yeah, they don't like that. It's a triple threat match for the WWE Women's World Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that there's Tiffy Time girl? She knocked her teeth out.
Wow.
Did you see that one?
I didn't.
And so they were like, they were like, oh, it's Toothy Time. Or
Toothy Time.
They gave her a lisp now. It's like, Tiffy Time.
Yeah.
But her teeth were fixed before she went to the podium to talk about her match. So they have a dentist on call.
Roman Reigns has probably the whitest veneers I've ever seen in my
God,
life.
you can see them so far away.
Like, they are, they're the perfect looking teeth, but I'm just like.
Almost too perfect.
Right.
They're almost too perfect,
like Matthew Stafford's.
They were the whitest, they were the whitest teeth I've ever seen in my life. And I don't know if it pops more because, I don't know. But it's just
because he's chiseled.
Yeah, he's chiseled. I like Roman Reigns. I do.
He's a great wrestler.
Yeah.
And he's not the best on the mic, but in the ring, man, he's phenomenal.
It's crazy though because man, that mic is really important.
It's
just like
it is.
If you're a great wrestler, it's just like, well, are you really? I think a great wrestler. I think you got to be great at both. It's crazy when they have to hire somebody to come in and talk for you.
Yeah.
That's
like
why
they do with
call
Brock.
him a three-headed monster.
Yeah.
That's in wrestling terms. You're a three-headed monster where you can.
That's also why
do everything.
The Rock made $1 billion is because I even watched. I think the Rock had a WrestleMania match where it was the I Quit match that he had with Mankind, where he basically had a mic the whole time they were wrestling, which was funny because he's just
he was great
ripping,
at it.
Yeah, he's ripping Mick Foley or Mankind the whole time. It's funny.
Virginia flag is banned in Texas district over exposed breast. I guess the Virginia flag has a boobie out.
Oh.
So it's been banned.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. But yeah, there's a whole boobie out. Well, just one boob.
I forget that Virginia's.
Or as I like to call them, pals.
Pals, the boobs.
Just a couple of pals right there.
That's a fun name to call them.
Right. Oh, look at those. Look at the pals on her.
Mm-hmm. Although it doesn't seem as sexual.
Look at the best friends on her.
Mm-hmm.
Because
That is like a polite way, though, instead of being like, man, look at the T's on her.
Yeah, look at the jugs on
Yeah,
her. I don't know.
jugs,
Look
cannons.
Look, if you were like, oh, look at the best friends on her. Doesn't sound bad, right? Oh, look at the
Right.
pals on her.
Also-
Or as in wrestling, they used to call them. Do you remember, what's that one guy? Jerry the King Lawler?
Yes, puppies.
Yes, when he would call women's boobies puppies.
Yeah. There were some boobies. There was nipple last night.
There
Several
was
times.
nipple the first night as well.
Oh, was there?
Yes.
You missed it in the triple threat match. People are taking pictures of it all over the place.
Oh, so there's nipples popped out?
I mean, I think she has a pasty clearly on, but
Yeah,
you
they
know.
do have pasties.
Yeah.
And Bonnie Blue, this is that porn lady, as well as this Lily Phillips. She's also a porn lady. They're now in a battle to see who will become the first woman in space.
Oh, well,
So
they've
they
already
want to
done
be
that.
the
Yeah.
first woman to have sex in space.
Oh, okay. I was about to say,
turn
they
it
know
up.
that women have been to space, right? Like, some ladies like, bitch.
Okay, you guys watch. Okay, have you seen that where they don't have helmets on when they're flying into space?
Yeah.
The G5, like Katy Perry's face doesn't move at all.
No, it's commercial space is what it is. They're like commercializing these space trips to where anybody can do it.
It's only 66 miles or something.
Yeah. But, I mean, they're clearly... I mean, they get up there, there's little
There's no
gravity.
G-force gravity?
Yeah, I mean, people are really knocking this thing, and that's
I don't even know if it
surprising.
happened.
That's crazy.
It doesn't even look well because they said that
I mean, they
she had a
pointed out-
flower and the flower would have wilted when they got up that high in space, but the flower
Would
was
have wilted
intact.
that quickly, like
Yeah,
immediately?
from the force.
All right.
And a Florida high school head coach accused of voyeurism, inappropriate conduct towards students. So he was like being a creep, trying to stare at their stuff.
Well, it's fair to point him out. We always point out the girls.
Well, there's just been a lot of girls in the news.
There has been, like, just a crazy amount. I mean, it's been weekly and oftentimes multiple teachers in a week.
I mean, there was a teacher last week, I think it was on Friday, and she was hooking up with a middle school student.
That's insane.
I guess. Did you see the two guests that showed up at somebody's house?
Two guests?
Two alligators showed up.
Oh, this was so funny.
They
Those
were like-
alligators were like, yo, let me in.
They wanted to get in this house so bad, and they were
Yeah.
like best friend alligators.
They were hilarious.
At one point in the Ring camera footage, both alligators paused as if they were expecting somebody friendly to answer the door.
And then my favorite was when, like, Larry, like, was, like, climbing the wall and then, like, just fell over and smashed his head, like, on the bench or whatever. It just, alligators feel nothing. They're dinosaurs.
Yeah, they are. And so it's just funny because they were trying to, that they know what a door is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because why wouldn't they just go up to a wall?
Because that's what people were saying was like, oh, this house must have fed them before, but that's just also just a Florida thing.
I wonder if they fed them.
It is crazy, though, because you can't, I mean, it'd be hard to have a dog in Florida, no?
Yeah.
Like, you definitely can't just, like, have that thing out.
No, you can't. Can't have yourself
I bet
out.
there's hardly, like, any big-sized dogs in Florida because they're all just like, if you're going to be a dog, you got to be in the house.
They're in gators' tummies.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
Texas has its very own Bigfoot, but its name is Hawley.
Oh, okay. We could. That's what
Hawley
a
Him.
stupid-ass name.
Yeah.
So
They
just
have
so you
Bigfoot.
know,
We call it Hawley.
Hawley Him is the name. And this is a photo. This lady, this is a photo that she took.
Okay.
She drew a photo
All
of the Bigfoot that she saw. It's Hawley Him. So we have our own Bigfoot. That's it. See you tomorrow.